somehow Air-Deraan returned.
That's right. After being cut in half and being presumed dead for several years, we are back. Slightly more spidery and a little bit more crazy than before, but
Whoa.
even better in some other ways.
Whoa. Which half is the spider?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, don't want to know. It's like that Spider-Man comic.
It's like the cyborg from One Piece, who's only a cyborg from the front because he couldn't reach the back of himself.
What? What?
That's real.
You mean like he was like flayed from the front?
He was hit by a train and had to rebuild his own body, but because he couldn't reach around, he just made the front half of him metal.
So does he not have a back?
No, he has like a human back. I guess, healed. And a bit later, he figured out a way to like make himself double jointed so that he can reach his ass and become 100% metal.
Speaking of reaching back, we are back.
And who it is that's reaching? Well, it's none other than my friend Freddy.
Whoa. And my friend Luke.
That's us, just the two of us, even though we phrased it strangely.
Yeah.
And together we are on Air-Deraan, your least favorite Star Wars podcast.
Probably the worst Star Wars podcast that talks immediately about One Piece, where half of the hosts has never watched One Piece.
Well, and the other half probably should not have done that either. Yes, we are here today to talk about our favorite half Spider-Man. That is Darth Maul.
He's not a spider in this show.
He used to be for like a little bit.
For like one episode, and then he got like the chicken legs.
Anyway, we are talking about Maul Shadow Legends.
Shadow Lord.
I don't care.
Maul Shadow Lord.
We're being sponsored by Maul Shadow Lord. The TV show that's been taking the world by storm, Freddy.
Yeah, I know. So 2 episodes a week for a while, and being very, very topical, we instead waited till the end of the show to talk about it, and released a Jar Jar episode while it was still coming out. So we're very, very smart in that regard.
We are smarter than a 5th grader, for sure, by about 2 parsecs. Does that make sense? You decide.
By some distance, yeah.
Oh, you made it work. I don't like that.
I mean, whatever, but...
we completed the Kessler run faster than a 5th grader.
I guess. I mean, like, if they're just, like, being thrown. Like, the terminal velocity of a 5th grader in space.
Is it higher or lower than that of a hamster? Anyway.
What? I'm so confused.
Speaking of velocity, we should pick up the pace and get back to chatting about... Have you noticed this, Freddy? The show that's the highest rated Star Wars property on IMDb?
This is?
Yes.
Whoa, really?
Higher than Andor, higher than any of the films, higher than Clone Wars, etc., etc.
Well, I mean,
about double the rating of Acolyte.
I'm not going to lie. I think you have opinions about that. And I feel like I do want to get to them, so because you look like you're seething, which is a bit of a surprise. But first, before we get into our discussion, which is very, very valuable to everyone that listens, we have to first cover the star structure of the episode. And first, of course, is...
The Star Structure, our first segment, and some could say the most important, the very foundation. Yes, which is where we lay out the segments of the show.
Will this bit ever get old?
I tried to kill it several times.
You did, but I love it too much.
You mother Tulsent it back and stronger than before.
Whoa, with
Dathomiri magic.
Yeah.
But yes, after Star Structure comes...
not only our general thoughts, but our grand admiral thoughts, because our opinions are just, like, superior, guys. Just, like, you don't know the artistry of, like, our opinion on art. So
On Air-Deraan.
on Air-Deraan. Yeah,
Yes, you could say that.
I guess. So we're going to cover our Grand Admiral thoughts on the episodes, all 10 of them. We're going to say what we like. Well, we're going to say if we liked it or not. So you're going to have to wait around. Then after our Grand Admiral thoughts comes
our patented crochet granite,
exactly.
where we don't get into the nitty-gritty just yet. We do the very opposite.
Exactly. We're just going to cover all 10 episodes, maybe one by one, but very quickly. We'll never get into any tangents. We never get into any tangents, guys.
We've definitely never discussed the crochet granite of a single Clone Wars episode for over an hour.
So, look, sometimes there's no meat on them bones, but you can really stew them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like with those Clone Wars episodes.
And when it comes to stewing, we are regular Eowans.
What the hell's an Eowyn? Oh, like
Eowyn from Lord of the Rings.
Does she make a stew?
Yeah, she made a stew that Aragorn really hated.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that bit?
Oh, my God.
Remember the
soup?
The flight from Rohan to Helm's Deep?
Yeah, the bit where there isn't a fight in the book.
Yeah, the bit where Aragorn tells her that he's 86 years old?
90?
He's over 80 years old.
Yeah.
And under 100 for that bit of time.
Yeah, Numenorians
used to be...
live a lot.
Here's a fun fact for you, Freddy. Aragorn used to be younger, and he was later older.
Whoa! That's almost exactly what happens to the character Maul.
This is going to be relevant for the timeline of this show. But let's not get too tangenty in the Stardust structure.
So, yeah, Crochet Granite, we're going to cover all 10 episodes. We're going to blitz them.
Yes.
Because while I understand when people covered it week by week, not really necessary to do after it's all come out, we can just blitz them. And we get into the true nitty-gritty of the episodes, plural, because we're going to cover opinions, likes, everything. All the kind of discussion you want from our podcast that millions of people tune in for.
Yes. And what comes after nitty-gritty? Well, it's none else than our SAG-AFTRA leading and featured segment, The Light Side, The Dark.
And the one in the middle.
The Bendu.
Exactly.
Which is where we point out our favorite bit of the season, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess it'll be the whole season. And our least favorite bit of the whole season. And the bit that's just is in the middle. Like it's something indiscernible. Something emblematic. As the word that I was told before the pod not to mention.
Every time you get into this, I have a feeling that you really don't care about this part of the segment. Because you always say that the one in the middle is the, non-important thing.
I mean, but the Bendu himself was a fence sitter. He was oh, well, my whole thing is I'm voiced by Tom Baker, and, I just can't fight the Empire because that's choosing a side, and all sides are bad. It's you joking? They literally are the Empire. But whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's not necessarily bad, but it's unhelpful. It's not necessarily
it's
good,
just,
but
it exists.
Fine.
So that's why we talk about just little details and little things.
Though, ironically, I feel like the existence of the Bendu is a bit of a dark side of Rebels for yourself.
I think the Bendu existing is really interesting. It's actually, I think that's my favourite season of Rebels.
Was that 3?
Yeah, the one with Atalon.
3 and 4.
I don't think he's in 4, because at the end of 3, he gets shot by Thrawn and just disappears.
Oh yeah, it becomes a storm.
Yeah. Does he become a storm, or does he just conjure the storm?
I think he Mufasas through the storm.
Yeah.
Mufasa
did die though.
Yeah, but I don't know if the Bendu is alive the same way Mufasa was.
Yeah.
He's like a being of physical force, but in a different way than literally all life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's more corporeal than a force ghost, but he doesn't have to be. I think. regardless.
We'll get into that during our Rebels rewatch.
In approximately 2033.
On Air-Deraan episode 142.
Not even theoretical fans, theoretical listeners.
Speaking of theoretical.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, if you're cutting that, then that segue's gonna not
I guess
work.
I'm not.
Speaking of theoretical, whether or not I'm talking about what I was just talking about or the thing, we have the last segment after One in the Middle, the Bendu, the brand new In Predictor cruiser. So, and in that segment, we basically will cover our predictions, for like the continuation. And in the Maul show, considering it's got a confirmed season 2,
which is quite exciting.
Yeah, I do think that like we might have some guesses, might have some things to share.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we will tell you and each other.
Every time you say "we will," I think you're going to say "how we were" for some.
No, you're not even going to rock you. You're going straight to Borat. Not straight to DVD, not straight to VHS.
No, just straight to
Borat.
Yeah.
Ooh, imagine watching movies on Borat.
On him?
Yeah, like on a DVD.
They like shave it in his chest.
Oh, and
like
you have to wait
frame.
for it to grow back in.
Yeah, for the next frame.
Ooh.
How long would it take to watch Maul Shadow Lord on Borat's chest? You know, like a Teletubby, but it's just his chest there.
I think I would literally rather. What's like a PG way to say this? I would literally do what either Icarus or Scourge did and dive headfirst into acid.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is a PG show, is it?
Yeah, it's a family picture, as a nostalgia critic would say. Remember that?
I do remember that, and I don't like being reminded of him.
He's still making videos.
The last thing that I'm aware of him doing is that he was invited to the behind the scenes. He was invited to do behind the scenes footage on Beast Games Season 2.
Oh.
Yeah, and I know that through Folding Ideas, a much better YouTuber.
Yeah.
Video essays, if you will.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one of Folding Ideas, to be honest.
If you don't like to hear about Mr. Beasts, I recommend that you don't.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's not a bad video, but, you know, Mr. Beast is involved. Yeah. Not in making of the video, but, you know.
Anyway. I think we should move on. Speaking of Borat's hairy chest, we are also abrasive with how we structure our podcast.
And we just finished talking about it.
And we just finished our starter structure. So now let's get started with our Grand Admiral thoughts. So, Luke, what did you think to Maul Shadow Lord? Because genuinely, I don't know what you thought. Because I know you said like you liked it, but you said that at the start of the show. And your facial expressions and the way you're talking about Maul Shadow Lord in relation to other things, it's making me wonder what your opinion is.
Freddy, my dear friend, I think that Maul Shadow Lord is a perfectly cromulent show.
Fuck's sake.
I think that it's like a yassified Clone Wars arc and nothing more.
Really?
Yes. I think that if Clone Wars was still a thing, I guess both in real life and in universe, it would have been like a 3-parter and it would have been less well animated but about as good. And much less well received.
I'm not sure. But what does that mean? What does that mean? You liked it or didn't like it?
That means I liked it, but I wouldn't put it in anywhere near the top of the lists that it appears to be in. Like, I think that it's a beautiful show, definitely the best animated that they've been.
Yeah.
But I also think that the story is not worth being told over 10 episodes. I don't mind that it was. Like I said, I don't think I would make it any differently. Yeah. Even, you know, if I had the skill and talent to make a show like this. But I just think that it's okay.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was like earth-shattering in the sense of like, yeah, its story. I thought its story was relatively like simplistic, and it could have done a bit more things with Maul.
Mm-hmm.
But I still I'm very glad it exists as a thing. I think it's better than most end of season Clone Wars arcs, because like the most equivalent things would be like in season 7, and I'm not sure if you
The
remember
other Maul
season
arc?
7. Huh?
The other Maul arc?
No, like Walkabout, Bad Batch, and then Siege of Mandalore.
Yeah,
I'm not
that...
sure if you
Go
huh?
on. Sorry,
No,
continue.
but like but I'm not sure if you remember those. But like I think they were like kind of overhyped in terms of like their their story structure. I much prefer, like, I really like how a show like Maul exists, so that like you can just tell a story and it's not like a serial, like it's just there. You
Mm.
just do it and then it's done.
I think when I think back to specifically Ahsoka's walkabout to the Bad Batch arc, the last season of Clone Wars in particular,
Mm.
they were either overlong and kind of vacuous, like well, the first two, the
Yeah,
walkabout and Bad Batch, or slightly overstuffed, like the Siege of
yeah.
Mandalore, or mm, I don't think I have anything bad to say about the last bit with Order 66,
No, that's why
but
I think this show is sort of like how they've figured out how to not make it so just like, I didn't think this was samey. I think you find Maul Shadow Lord a bit samey with like its plot progression.
specifically the latter half,
Yeah,
I feel like is the same beats over and over. A specific character has like three story beats that happen like every other episode. Whether or not that works, I could be. I might not even need to be persuaded. I could say that it potentially works.
yeah.
I am just saying I don't know if it's worth either the hype or 10 episodes of footage. I mean, it's not bad, like I'm saying, it's perfectly cromulent. With one scene, there's only one scene that stuck out to me as missing something, and I'm sure you might know what that is as well. You might have similar issues with it that I do, but we'll get to that
Yeah.
later. But it's not better than Andor in
No.
any way, for example.
No, I think like that's kind of ridiculous, but I think it's because Andor had review bombing at one
Possibly.
point, and also less people are reviewing. I think there's
Mm.
less reviews of Shadow Lord,
And
even though it's got very high viewership.
potentially, and I guess the other difference would be Andor is not a show for children.
No, this is ultimately a kids show still. It's
It's
managed to like trick a lot of millennials into thinking it's for them. But like, bruh, this is still like for kids. It's an
yeah,
animated Star Wars show. Like, sorry guys. Like, I'm still gonna watch it. I still like Star Wars, but
it's gonna be, it's more intense than Bluey.
yeah,
It's a little bit darker than Clone Wars most of the time, though
literally.
no one gets tortured to death.
No, like that's the thing. Like, there's no Bolo Rapal being electrocuted.
Uh-huh.
Like,
There's no children being tossed into lava. I don't think that literally happens, but
I think it probably there's children-sized things get chucked into lava and the Jar Jar Duck arc.
oh, fun.
But like this is the thing that I mean, like those arcs take up 4 episodes. Like did the Jar Jar arc necessitate 4 episodes? Meanwhile, this, like, I know it takes up 10, but like I don't know. I
This is something we can get into later.
yeah.
But enough about my misgivings. What's your Grand Admiral thought on Maul Shadow
I like
Legends?
hijacked half of yours. Sorry.
Well, it's fine. You
Um,
can crystallize them a little bit.
Yeah, like I did. Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought in parts it was very good. I think there's some character work that was absent and needed work because of implications. I think there were other characters which they needed to ironically say more instead of showing. And then there's another character / characters which I thought were very well done and was one of my favorite instances of a certain plot beat that I've seen in a long time.
Very interesting.
So now, you can probably guess what I'm talking about, presumably. But I also enjoyed a lot of the action in it. I think it was probably the peak of animation in Star Wars now. And I think depending on how easy, quote unquote easy, this was to make, I would prefer if they just like cranked one of these like 10 episode animated seasons a year, perhaps. That would be fun.
Even every other year, perhaps. But I guess if they don't make a Bad Batch, Clone Wars, Tales,
they didn't do a Tales this year.
Yeah.
They did Tales of the Underworld last year, which had Isaac, the Cad Bane's son, I think is.
Cad Bane has a son?
Yeah, called like Isaac or I don't know. It was like a whole thing. Huh. I didn't watch it.
Neither have I. I haven't seen any of the
But
Tales
those aren't. That's not the same animation team as this.
Yeah, you've oftentimes called them the B team.
I do think
you've called them out personally with their names and addresses.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you don't want to be doxxed, just don't exist on the internet. No,
this is sarcasm.
I'm joking. Yeah, no, I think there are obviously things that need to be improved in future, but I think this lays a good bedrock for future projects. I'm thinking of it more as as a project rather than
a story.
As a story, yeah.
I think with Star Wars as a whole, I'm gonna say that's both how they want you to think about it and one of the biggest pitfalls.
Yeah.
But hey, I still enjoy it, so I'm not going to fault you for saying that.
Well, we'll get on to the classic crochet granite in order so we can talk about what actually is going on, so we can actually explain our thoughts in a bit more detail.
Then let's kick it off.
Yes.
Let's dive shallow into Maul Shadow Lord.
I'm getting a lot of I feel like you are holding back still, even though you're not holding back.
I don't know that I am. I feel like you might remember over the course of many episodes me sort of flip-flop between very opinionated and completely subsuming your opinion. I am a very malleable person, and I'm happy to have a discussion and change my mind. I am just coming into this with the energy of I enjoyed this, and I probably wished that it was slightly different.
Yeah. Well, let's get to it. So, episode 1. I didn't write down the episode titles.
I wrote down all of them except the first one.
I think it's called
Shadow Lord.
Maybe episode chapter 1, the one where quite a lot actually happens.
This is fair to say.
So opens up with, I'm not gonna do. Sorry, we said we weren't gonna do scene by scene, but essentially, Maul and co are on this planet Janix. I'm not sure if the planet is called Janix or just the city is called Janix. Actually,
it might be a case of the city is the only important part. Therefore,
yeah. But essentially, Maul and co are on there.
Doing heists, doing crimes.
Yeah, they are essentially trying to, Maul wants to pit a lot of the local syndicates against each other. So he steals from a bank controlled by this big ass Gran called Demas.
Nico Demas.
Yeah, kind of like the Kingpin equivalent of Janix.
Sort of, but unlike Kingpin, he is not untouchable. and his big rival named Lutivario clashes with him and ends up, like, murderizing him.
Yes.
But that's fine because that's all of Maul's schemes.
Yeah, so Maul wanted to make it seem like that Vario was stealing from Demas, and so that sort of syndicate war starts there. And
in the background, all of this, Maul also kidnaps Vario because that's a part of his bigger picture ploy.
No,
immediately enough.
No, because you're missing out a big important part. So
I'm missing out a car chase, Freddy.
No, you're not missing out a car chase. What happens is that Vario gets arrested.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes to the police station
because there's a big episode.
That's like literally a big point of it. So Vario gets taken to the police station and arrested by this detective on the case, Lawson. There's two things. Lawson is named that because there's two things he loves in this world: the law and his son, in that order. Mm-hmm.
Well, you could call him Lawson.
Yeah.
And then his other part of his last name is his wife, but that's like he puts so long of a pause there that you might as well forget.
Whoops.
He's bringing a lot of not quite divorced dad, but estranged dad energy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty whoops. He's on the case alongside his robo droid sidekick Two Boots, voiced by Richard Ayoade.
Very cool. Who's really carving out a niche for him by voicing cool droids.
Yeah. And Two Boots is also named after things, specifically the things he loves to lick.
His own boots.
No, Two Boots is the biggest bootlicker ever.
But he also wears boots.
Yeah,
he's really into calling the Empire at every opportunity.
So essentially, they arrest Vario and lock him up. At the same time, there's two Jedi Order 66 survivors, Master Iko Diodaki and Devon. I don't remember her surname. I don't think it's ever actually said.
Devon Izara or Izara. Yeah. I also don't think it's ever said out loud, but she is named in the credits.
But they're also on Janix, and Master Daki is very much like kind of like the Bender in this scenario, because he just wants to survive. That's his number one goal.
He's a proper old master. He wants to survive off the generosity of the people.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Devon is like, bro, we should just we need to steal to live, and she does, and immediately gets arrested. And Master Daki's like, take the fall, bruh. And she does. So she gets locked up in prison, doesn't cooperate with the police, very cool, and then gets locked in prison. Maul's plan is essentially, well, not his plan, his intention is to get revenge on everyone who's wronged him, and that apparently included Demas and Vario. They betrayed him before the events of Siege of Mandalore.
Yes, basically, in case you've not been keeping up with Maul, he became a big old crime boss, and then he got, and every single crime boss under him stabbed him in the back, metaphorically.
Yeah, and abandoned him. So by the time that it actually mattered, the only people in his army were the Mandalorians. By the time of Siege of Mandalore. Which is quite funny. But he launches an attempt to, kidnap Vario, but he's also using it because he knows, he senses someone else is there. He senses Devon is there, and he kind of wants a new apprentice. So he goes in there, absolutely massacres the police droids there, and then takes Vario. And then at the end of the episode, seems that he's going to take Devon as well.
And he does.
Yep. Then episode 2,
Sinister Schemes.
Yeah. Is it a sinister scheme? Yeah, probably. That involves mainly the second car chase through the city. Again, Maul and co have no regard for civilians. It's actually pretty fucking bad.
They've got the opposite of a regard for civilians.
It reminds me you know, when you're playing like a video game or something, and you're just powering through highways and shit. For some reason, it made me think of the game Crackdown. Did you ever play that as a kid?
I have not.
That's pretty good, and you also get to drive massive armored cars like that.
Nice. It reminded me of the video of Disney's Split Second, which is a racing game where you can blow up skyscrapers to create shortcuts.
Nice. Yeah. Well, they kind of do that, and yeah, they're on the move.
Yep. Devon and Vario both get locked up in bionicle pods. I'm sure you've
that's
also
pretty cool.
noted that.
Actually, in the meantime, Ducky, he does decide to step in and use the Force to save some civilians who are going to die because of Maul's actions.
Yeah, because Maul brought down a bridge,
which is pretty cool,
full of people.
Yeah, but Ducky actually did something, which is like, ooh. Then Vario and Devon get locked in bionicle pods, and Maul is like, Vario, give me the Pike Syndicate's spice drop off information, whatever. And then he ambushes a Pike shipment. He forces it to reroute one of Janix's moons and just kills them all.
Yeah, Vario is proving to be quite useful. So he doesn't have to die just yet.
And Devon is still locked up in the bionicle pod, and Maul keeps saying, you can leave whenever you'd like, even though he locked the door. That episode does end with her getting to she just slips out using the Force, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, find a third way out.
Yes.
You don't have to go through the ways you assumed to be the only ones.
Yeah.
And
at this time, there's also when Lawson does the biometric scan on Maul's face. He sees that he's wanted by the ISB, but does not alert the Empire because he's like, I don't want to do that. So
there's a lot of not wanting to call in the feds.
Yeah.
Because calling in the feds will make everything much messier.
Yeah, and Two Boots is like, we need to do it now because there's things like that, constantly. Literally his whole personality in after episode 1, so
pretty much. And around then we also get to meet Riley Lawson. He's the cop's son, and he's the most son in a film/show I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's just Lawson's chud son.
He's just like a sad boy who
Mopin.
really wants his dad to go see him play his ball game.
Yeah, Botakin.
Botakin or Shockball. He plays both.
Whoa. But yeah, immediately after Lawson sees his son, he gets called away anyway. Sequence of events don't really matter. I think he just gets called because something to do with Maul again.
And I'm sure Lawson wouldn't really remember which way it happened anyway.
Exactly. He doesn't really seem to be the best father. Episode 2 happens with it starts with Devon lurking around Maul's base. And then Maul is just chilling. He kind of knew she was going to escape.
Yeah, he makes some tea for her.
Cassius tea, apparently, which is Mandalorian tea. So it's not, unlike what people were saying, it's not like a Sith tea ceremony. I think it's a Mandalorian tea ceremony, which makes it a bit interesting.
Just whatever weep shit he was up to that
day.
Exactly.
He's kind of like a weep for Mandalorian stuff, isn't he?
I think it's mostly because Dave Filoni is a weeb. Yeah. So everything he touches is suffused with samurai stuff.
Oh no, we missed in episode 2. Lawson meets with Rena in a casino to get more information on what the hell Maul is about and what the Shadow Collective is. Because Vario said that Maul was part of the Shadow Collective.
Yes, he meets with this shadowy blue lady.
Definitely not from Mass Effect.
Definitely not his mistress as well.
Yeah, wow, we were. So that happens. Sorry, I just forgot that. But
that would be his sister.
What? It's not his sister. That would make it worse.
It was on a Wawa topic.
Yeah. Episode 3, though, it's the Cassius tea. Maul's having that with Devon. And Maul, he's basically just trying to be we're on the same side, blah, blah, blah. He's I care more about the people than, what you're doing, because you're not doing anything. Especially, as... he's basically trying to guilt trip her into joining forces with Maul, but she's not really having any of it. And then she takes his lightsaber, tries to do like some aggression stuff against him.
But she doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
Because she's better than that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Spoilers.
And then she leaves. I think Maul's just trying to like taunt her, trying to like tap into that aggression, but it's not working. Not working yet. So she leaves out of the thing, and then like because of the Pike spice shipment problem, police are doing some surveys and other ones. So Two Boots says like, "Oh, Lawson, you go to your son's Botakin match while I'll check out the other Pike stuff. Don't worry about me. I can handle my own and definitely won't call you away immediately." So Lawson does that. He goes, sees his son. His son's so happy. He speaks with Master Daki, who followed him, and like Daki's like, he says that Maul's dangerous. Lawson's like, yeah. Watches his son's thing, and then Well, he barely does. He's literally like...
He speaks for him for like 2 sentences, and the moment Riley turns around, he's gone.
He's gone, yeah, because Two Boots got into a firefight with like some pikes, and Maul's Mandalorians attack. So Two Boots can't handle it, so he calls in Lawson.
And Riley's disappointed because he didn't get to not play Bodakin on screen.
Yeah, literally. Because we'll never know what Bodakin is like. Is it like lacrosse? Who knows?
Sort of. There is a rule set that they made up, but you never see it.
Yeah. But yeah, Lawson like checks up on bloody Two Boots, brings him back to the station. Apparently, Two Boots went straight to the police chief to try and get the the Empire involved. Which is like, you need to take a freaking chill pill, you know? Like, what's going on? Then,
and all this crime situation with Maul leads into Vario finally being able to set up a bit of a sting on one of the big crime bosses that stabbed Maul in the back.
Yeah, Krim. Yeah.
Which then takes place in episode 4.
Yeah, the start of episode 4.
Pride and Vengeance.
Episode 3 does end with Devon having another mini duel with Maul. But that's like when she does use a bit more anger. And then because of that, Maul's able to figure out her name. And he says like, "You can go then, Devon." And she's like, "Bruh." Ooh. And that's how it ends, with Maul figuring out her name. But yeah, episode 4 starts with Vario's little sting on Obadiah against the Pikes.
That's where I recognize the name from.
Yeah.
Because Pikes are all over the place for some reason.
Yeah, they're like interesting mix between how they look in the Clone Wars and how they look in Book of Boba Fett.
I did notice that. We can get into that in nitty-gritty if we so
exactly.
desire.
But Vario sort of like does a double cross, which is quite cool. Like he pretends... like, oh my god, like he's here. I tried to, I was forced to do it. And,
so all of Krim's guards, they swarm this hooded Zabrak figure with a red lightsaber. But it turns out it was, like you said, a double cross.
Yeah, it was Scorn. No, not Scorn. Icarus.
I cannot tell them apart. Yeah, Maul has 2 Zabrak goons. One has a big gun and one has a sword. Maybe a smaller gun.
Big gun one is Scorn. He's yellow. The other one is Icarus.
Who's red?
Yeah, so...
orange or whatever.
Then Vario, like, stuns the Zabrak. And they're like... You'll let Krim know that I'm the one that brought in Maul. And then when he brings him to Krim, Maul then appears and friggin'
Snokes him. Yeah. Yes, precisely.
He snokes him, which is like pretty cool.
By which we mean he cuts him in half with a lightsaber that was next to him.
And then he like goes to like the captain of the guard and like, "You're now the leader, but you answer to me." Which is pretty cool. So now he basically has control of the Pikes. Will he maintain control? Probably not.
Probably not.
That's how it goes.
Well, he can't have it for longer than about 5 years anyway.
Yeah. No, a bit longer than 5 years.
10-ish?
We only...
When's Rebels 5 BBY?
No, by the time of season 3 or season 2, whenever Maul appears, that's like probably 3 BBY.
Are you telling me, off topic, that when we see little Luke running on Tatooine in the background, he's 16?
Yes.
And not like 10?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like he's very far away.
Fair enough.
He's very far away.
Okay.
Yeah, because like him and Ezra are the same age. They're born the same day.
Oh, I suppose so. And freaking, this is
Empire.
also off topic, but when we see a little green hair Syndulla, what's his name, Jason?
Yeah.
Jason Syndulla, he's like 8?
I guess so. No, Ahsoka and Mandalorian, all of those shows are set in 9 ABY.
9, okay, so
So
he's
he's probably-
12.
Probably
11.
He's probably 9. 9 or 10 years old.
Well, if it's 9 after
Kanan-
Battle of Yavin, and Battle of Yavin happens 3 years after season 3-ish of Rebels.
Kanan dies in season 4.
Yeah, but that's like right after season 3, isn't it?
I thought season 4 I thought that takes place like not that long before A New Hope. Takes
We
place
will
like a
never
year
know.
before, doesn't it?
We will never know.
Okay.
Well, there's like a 2-year time skip between 2 and 3. And like everyone has different designs, or at least 2 people do.
Ezra still wears the same clothes.
But he has a different hair.
He literally just shaved it because he went through something that one of the characters in this show kind of goes through as well.
Beside the point. Yes.
Yeah.
No time skip in
No,
Maul
no
Shadow.
time skip.
No. What were we talking about?
So episode 4.
Yes.
So like he takes control of the Pikes. Then Devon meets up with Daki, very much like Ninja Turtles living in the sewer, which is pretty funny because Daki's like Splinter, in my opinion.
He's like Splinter, Batman,
Yeah.
something.
But they
Dinosaur face.
I think they're just like chilling. I will get to this, but for some reason Daki knows where Maul is.
Well,
I think I missed it in my rewatch.
It's Jedi.
Yeah.
It's Jedi mumbo jumbo. He can feel vaguely darkness.
No. Devon would know because she just came from where he was. Sorry, I'm stupid.
Well, but they meet somewhere else.
They meet in the entrance, but
Is that what that is?
I think it is. I think it's like a big complex. It just looks.
Fair enough.
I
I think it's the Ironworks, if the prequel comic is to be believed, even though it's only 2/5 done.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, by the way.
I know. Why did the prequel comic still coming out and the show's done?
The 3rd of 5 issues will come out in like a few weeks.
Fucking ridiculous. Like by the time it's ended and if we cover it,
We will probably have a trailer for season 2.
That's so weird.
I mean, we won't, but like...
Yeah.
Anyway, yes.
So Darky decides that they need to tell Lawson.
Because they've been building up a report.
It's time for action. So Darky's actually been convinced that Maul needs to do something. That Darky's being convinced that he needs to do something about Maul. So he gives Lawson the location of Maul. Lawson then goes to the police chief and like, I need a tactical team. And she's just like, yeah. And okay. So he does that. Two Boots is assigned to desk duty because he's an absolute bootlicker. And
he's like really pissed off. As pissed off as a droid can be.
He literally goes to the terminal to alert the ISB and then is literally typing it out and Lawson has to shut him off like C-3PO. And yeah.
Yeah, it's bad times at the El Royale, for real.
Yeah.
And it all leads to a big confrontation in a
The
big
Ironworks.
hall
Yeah.
in the Ironworks.
It's pretty cool. I like that whole sequence.
It's a really good action scene. Some very wallpaper-worthy moments.
Yeah, but essentially the tactical team get absolutely obliterated by the Mandalorians. And I checked on my rewatch. No Mandalorians died. So all those police droids and policemen did fuck all. They just got shot.
Well... What can I say?
Yeah.
Don't ask police to do anything.
Exactly. But at the same time as that's happening, Darky and Devon confront Maul, have a little lightsaber fight. this is the first. Is it the first time Darky gets badly injured? Like,
He gets kicked in the chest.
not
and
the
then,
balls. Yeah.
I don't know if he has them. Ducky balls are not canon yet. This is literally the first time his species appears, so we really don't know.
It would have been cool if he was the same species as Coleman Treble.
Yes, but unfortunately, Master Ducky is a Mossic,
Yeah.
whereas Coleman Trebor is a Verk.
Well, of course you fucking wrote this, don't you?
This is not the full extent of my notes.
I
don't
love
worry.
Coleman Treble.
He is our Lord and Savior, and he died for our sins.
I like the fact that he's literally on the Jedi Council and he just goes out like an absolute punk. He just like gets shot and just dies. It's like, he fucking for real. Bro was a Jedi Master and on the Council, and he's just like, oh, I've got no defense against being shot at point blank range.
It's not like I have a massive sword that literally deflects projectiles.
Yeah. Whatever.
Do lasers count as projectiles?
I guess. Do you remember that whole about 10 years ago when people were like, Jedi have no defenses against being shot at with bullets? Do you remember when people used to say that?
I do not.
It was something that was like really prevalent online as like the Jedi's biggest weakness is bullets, because like if they melt them, it will still hit them. I'm just like, no, it's a fucking lightsaber. They're fine. Oh god, that's just pissed me off when that.
It's like a real plumbing the Death Star kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like where does all the shit in the Death Star go?
The Dianoga eats it.
I guess
and Luke was swimming in it.
But who eats Dianoga's shit?
I don't know. We can ask him, considering it's force sensitive.
Double Dianoga.
Whoa.
Well, we can't because it's. I guess. Imagine if we ever see a fucking forced ghost of the Death Star Dianoga.
Well, the Dianoga just goes to Luke, like, why the fuck did you kill me?
She's employed in Aunt Beru's afterlife blue cheese factory.
Oh my god. Did they?
Sorry, cafe.
Are we ever going to cover those from a certain point of view books?
Freddie, here's the thing. We're still in Crochet Granite, by the way. There are only... I feel like there is a net closing in around me. I feel like sooner or later you will make me either cover The War of the Bounty Hunters, the comic that made me want to die, or, from a certain point of view, the book that made one of my favorite podcasts die.
That is true.
So really everything is like spiraling around me.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like the 5th anniversary of War of the Bounty Hunters in a couple of weeks.
Maybe we could do it for that occasion.
If we want to kill more time before we get back into Clone Wars.
Or be motivated to kill
ourselves. Anyway.
One thing about the fight between Devon, Ducky, and Maul, though, is that just before, Maul runs away, is that Ducky actually gets like a hit on him. Mm-hmm. He actually hits his knee and like breaks it, which is pretty funny. Because like Maul is actually like... Yeah.
He's kind of not hobbled, but he's limping at least a little bit, and then a bit more over the course of the show.
He is never at like full power anymore, essentially, for the rest of the show. He's always like impeded.
Which is interesting to note, and for you power scalers out there, whenever he doesn't win a fight, you can be like, it's because blah blah blah.
Maybe.
He didn't have enough prep time.
I do think it's quite funny.
I do think it's pretty cool. But I did find it strange that he, like, feels pain in his robot legs.
I think that's just how all, like, robot stuff goes.
I guess, because, like at the end of episode 5, when Luke is getting, like prodded in his new robot arm, and he's like, ow!
Yeah. I think, like, even droids feel pain, though.
Do they?
Yeah. They go, ow.
It's a strange thing to put into your mass-produced battle droids.
Yeah, let's like give them pain, and let's give C-3PO crippling anxiety.
And a massive depression.
Yeah, who fucking programmed that into it?
So it was a cool fight.
Yeah, but Maul and co, they leave. They're essentially like, now's the time to vacate our base and move to a new one. But what happens is like more police reinforcements come.
Mm-hmm.
Lawson is basically the only one out of that tactical team that like wasn't grievously injured or survived, because he like said, "I'm gonna go get Maul," and just like left everyone.
And he reunites with his good friend Two Boots, who's like, "Well, I'm sure glad you didn't die. I called in reinforcements."
Yeah.
No, you don't get it. I called in reinforcements. And we see a familiar big grey silhouette.
A big grey pizza slice. He was
slide
like,
into
"I
view.
forgive you for shutting me off. I hope you forgive me." And it's like, what? Bruh. And then that leads into episode 5.
That leads into episode 5. I'm sizing up how close I can get to the mic without it sounding horrendous. Inquisition.
Yeah, because no one expects it.
One
Yeah,
of the crossbeams sure has gone askew on the treadle.
Mm.
And the crossbeam's name is Darth Maul.
What the fuck is that? I don't get it. Why did you have to look at your notes?
Well, you know, I don't remember his name. Like, well, he's that red horny guy. You know, it could be anyone. It could be Scourge and or...
Scorn!
Scourge is someone else, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's Scourge?
There's a Star Wars book called Scourge.
Oh, I'm thinking of the, like, guy who's, like, made of big worms. You know the guy from...
Dirge.
Oh, never mind, then.
He's a Jedi.
He sure is. He shows up in some books featuring Dr. Aphra. I don't remember
Doesn't he
which.
appear in War of the Bounty Hunters?
Probably.
Or Dark Droids or something.
I don't know about Dark Droids.
Does Boba Fett do that, like that image I sent you of Boba Fett and Han Solo and Carbonate? Does he do that in War of the Bounty Hunters?
You mean like that bit from Robot Chicken?
Yeah, does he do that?
I don't think so.
That's a missed
Well,
opportunity.
the point of
Charles Soule, are you kidding?
The point of War of the Bounty Hunters is that he does not have Han Solo. Someone steals him. Someone being, I think, Crimson Dawn. Spoilers.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get him back so that he's not in debt to Jabba like Han was.
Yeah.
He's like,
how would he be in debt if he was on the job? If he was being paid to get Han Solo.
Well, yeah, he was paid and he didn't give him Han Solo.
Well, the Jabba pays in advance?
I guess.
Wow, he's pretty...
Or maybe it's like, you know, opportunity loss. Either way, Jabba would have his ass.
Yeah. Pity that there wasn't a panel where Boba had Han's ass.
What if they...
Do you reckon that's what the underside of the Carbonate is? It's just like... you like it.
I don't think so, but I wish that he like stood the other way around. So that the Carbonite, instead of his face and hands, was just his juicy ass.
Jesus Christ, that's so fun. Someone must have made that image.
Yeah, and then when he gets thawed out, he goes like ass first.
I still got the sound. No,
he lets out the biggest fart. How long was he there? Like 2 years? Imagine holding in a fart for
canon,
that
it was
long.
like 6 months now.
Surely not.
All of that happened in like 6 months.
All 50 episodes, 75, no. Yes, all 50 chapters of the Star Wars comic was like 6 months.
Yeah, I think
he
so.
goes to the abandoned Nihil fleet or whatever in 6 months. He finds an old Jedi lady with a yellow lightsaber and steals it from her in 6 months. Yeah, he meets like a white-haired Jedi lady who survived Order 66 because of course she did, and she like takes her lightsaber because they spar or whatever. And then other shit happens. They need to make like a new code so that all the rebel cells can communicate without being found by the protege of Admiral Tarkin, who flies around in her cruiser that was damaged by chunks that fell off the Death Star when it blew up. And then Leia, like, when she finally gets her, she, like, leaves her to be eaten by big spiders or something at the very end. A lot of shit happens, and it's not very good. And Dark Droids happen, War of the Bounty Hunters happens.
Was that droid called Scourge?
I don't remember. Maybe. Do you remember that very forbidden image of like R2D2 unit with human arms and legs?
Yeah, the one from Mandalorian season
No.
1.
No, that one has like human-sized droid legs.
Oh, you mean like human?
Human limbs.
Ugh. That's like something on like. Ugh.
That's when they try to create a droid that is force sensitive by grafting human bits.
Is this in Dark Droids?
That's the point of Dark Droids.
Oh my god, that's the worst. That's not a good premise.
It's not like. It's not where they start off.
I know that there's like a big cube, and like this will kill everyone related to Palpatine.
That's not Dark Droids.
That's not Dark Droids.
That's the last issue of the run.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a thing that's like, it will kill... If you give us like a piece of Palpatine's DNA, it will kill him. But what they don't know is that the way it kills him is like, it starts by killing someone whose DNA is like somewhat similar.
Yeah.
And then it like hones in around him, but it will kill like millions of people.
Yeah.
So
and
they
I did see the thing, and like Lando's like, do it.
No, Chewbacca
Oh,
does
Chewbacca's.
it.
Oh.
They're like arguing about it, and Chewbacca presses the button.
He presses it.
I don't know if it has a button, but he's like the one who does it.
Yeah.
And then they have to do it. I don't know. It was the mushroom memory of Aslin Rel that like told Luke how to do it.
What? Why would he do that? Why would Aslin Rel be like?
Because he's evil. He's a Dark Jedi.
Is he?
At that point.
Oh, well, I haven't read that far into.
Are you going to?
I don't even remember. Was Aslin Rel even in Light of the Jedi?
No, he's introduced. Well, technically, he's unnamed but featured in the last book of Phase 1. Yoda comes back from being gone with this strange guy with his face covered, and that's Aslin Rel. Then he's introduced as a Padawan in Phase 2.
Yeah.
And things don't go very well for him. And then in Phase 3, Yoda unveils this guy that he found, and he's like 200 years old, mummy man, who doesn't have eyes, and he's like, I am the most afraid man in the universe, and I am so full of darkness that I'm your only hope in destroying the Nameless. And that's Aslin Rel.
Okay.
He's cool. I like him.
Yeah. Nice.
He builds a lot of rapport with your favorite guy, Reef Silas.
I do like Reef Silas a lot, actually. Yeah, I was a fan of that book.
Yeah.
Apparently, Reef Silas isn't that utilized in Phase 3.
He's there quite a bit. Mostly, like, in the sense that he's talking to Aslin Rel.
Yeah.
But that does mean that he's there a fair bit.
Okay.
I might have been wrong in telling you that he's not very featured.
Yeah.
Because I had not read the books yet at that point.
Yeah, I need to get to it. But yeah, Reef Silas is pretty cool. But Aslin Rel sounds pretty cool. You know what else is pretty cool?
Maul Shadow Lord?
Episode 5, when the friggin' Empire comes.
Inquisition is here.
Yeah.
And nobody expected it.
No one expected it. Literally Empire Strikes Back. Episode 5 of Shadow Lord. That's mad.
That's mad.
Yeah, so they come and a lot of cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird phrasing.
After the toilet. Oh, after the coming, yes. Let's leave that to Jar Jar.
Yeah. So
the episode, not...
Yeah, by the coming. Jar Jar, you're in charge of coming. Oh my god, cut that.
That's no, I'm not gonna.
Fuck! So, yeah, there's
I
like...
might gonk it, though.
Gonk it?
You know,
yeah,
remember how I
gonking.
used to bleep swears with gonk droids?
Yeah, and then there was that's part when you only bleeped Borat.
Oh yeah, I used to do that.
Because he used to be mentioned too much.
I feel like he already is again. Regardless, the Inquisition and Empire.
The LA-80s are cool and like they're like screaming everywhere. There's friggin' stormtroopers, well, TK troopers technically, everywhere. And Ducky and Devon are like, we need to get the fuck out of Janix because like they didn't really want to be there in the first place and they need to go.
It's gonna be pretty difficult because their good friend Lawson is getting questioned.
He's getting friggin' grilled. Like, the chief is like, well, Empire's here, could be worse, could be harboring Jedi. Mm-hmm. And Lawson has, like, the biggest like bruh face ever, which is pretty
Mm-hmm.
funny. So he gets this guy, Lieutenant Blake, takes over the police station.
Looks fucked up, by the way.
Yeah, he's like, bruh.
He looks like a literal leper.
Yeah, he might be. And the Imperials start locking down the city like completely. For some reason, I wrote down in my notes, like when Lieutenant Blake is talking to the chief, I wrote, really good animation when it's from the waist up. I don't know why. Okay. That's in integral notes.
They save on that juicy feet budget.
Yeah. So Maul is like, let's get out of here, moving to a new base or whatever. And he says to Vario that he's allowed to leave, but Vario just sticks around because he doesn't want to take his chances with the Empire, so he just sticks around.
And you need the comic relief.
Yeah.
By which I mean annoying men.
This is kind of when we find out that the Mandalorians are mercenaries, because they're like, the Empire wasn't part of the deal. And Rookcast tells them to shut the fuck up and just like get on with it.
What if this is what we named our podcast?
What, the Rookcast?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we would have a longer shelf life than Rookcast.
She's existed since 2014.
2015 comic came out.
Ah, god damn it. Wikipedia lied to me.
Yeah, sorry. Because she first appeared in Maul, Son of Dathomir.
That's the one.
Well, maybe actually the first edition of that comic came out in 2014. So I'll give you that. I'm gonna say you're right.
Thank you. Well, 2015. It had to be because 2014 is when they stopped making Dark Horse Star Wars.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess maybe the volume.
Yeah, because I've got the trade. Is it called the trade paperback?
Yeah, that's the one.
Of Son of Dathomir, and that came out in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So I still haven't read it, which is bad. I've owned it for like.
Well, you know what else is
years.
bad?
What?
Maul, Son of Dathomir. It's not bad. It's just fine.
It's fine. I like the look of the art in it though.
Yeah, it looks like a 2D version of the Clone Wars art style ish. Close enough.
Yeah, close enough. But let's get on with it. So, this is when Lawson gets interrogated by
Merrick.
Marek.
Merrick.
Not Marek. It's Marek, right?
Merrick.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Marok.
in the south he's called Merrick. In the north he's called Marok.
Yeah.
He's the Dark Souls looking man.
He was in Ahsoka. He's way cooler in this show than he is in Ahsoka. In Ahsoka, he goes out like a friggin' chump.
Well, in Ahsoka he's basically a zombie.
Well, that's still not confirmed, but
well, when he dies, he lets out the Dathomiri magic smoke.
Yeah, there's a lot of like weird ass stuff that happens with the Inquisitors that are also in this show, but we'll get to it.
He's the first brother, apparently.
Yeah, and he's pretty cool. I like him.
He's got a cool dark voice. He emerges from the shadows.
Yeah, I wrote Aura farming gone mad with Marek. He's so cool. I'm literally nerd crowing over this.
Yeah, he's not bad.
So Devon is like, with the Empire here, we need to do something. And Darky's just like, you're talking like Maul. Like, why are you talking like Maul? But whatever. So it shows some little bits are starting to get to Devon now.
Something's brewing. Something's brewing.
Yeah. Riley is like, after his dad just left his friggin' match, he goes to the police station to like see his dad, and then gets Two Boots is like, I wrote, Two Boots treats him like absolute shit and then escorts him out the building. Because it's true. He's like, Imperial, like our new protocol says that you civilians can't be in this building, so I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Peak bootlicking moment for old Two Shoes, soft shoe shuffle over here.
Yeah, literally. And then Darky, Devon, they go to the train station to get a train out of the city. So presumably there's something else in Janix, maybe. But I don't know. Either way, trains cancelled. I got flashbacks to Transport for Wales. So yeah, they
don't even remind me.
Yeah, and all the stormtroopers come out and they're like IDing everyone. and they're like, we need to get out of here.
Yeah, and they get away because stormtroopers can't look up, much like dogs.
Well, with they do like a little mind trick, don't they?
They
Darky
do a
does
mind trick. It works on one guy, but
Yeah.
then another guy is like, "Wait,
Well,
what are you doing?
Why
Get
didn't you
them."
ID him? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they get into like a proper like scrap in the train station. So
It's a pretty cool action scene.
Yeah.
They jump on some light fixtures and
get out of
the
there.
guys just don't see them.
Yeah, but it's all on security camera, so now the Empire knows there's Jedi as well.
Yeah, and the next we see them,
Well, I was going to say Spybot like hacks into the.
we haven't even mentioned.
Oh,
Spybot.
I love Spybot.
He's not the best character, but he's amazing.
I love him. He's just like I can't do his voice. Yeah, he's awesome. This is like why I'm more positive on this show, because there's little bits like in the show that I absolutely love. I love like Vario's little weird ass voice, like his voice and his weird like himself. I love Spybot's little evil like constantly and like bullying certain characters. He's great.
He talks like a 3-year-old, sort of.
Yeah. Apart from when he's like talking on comms to Mauls, to Maul and Rookcast, then it's just like absolute gibberish. You can't understand anything.
It's binary.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
But yeah, Spybot sees that they're still there, and he tells Maul, because I think Maul like genuinely thought that they had left Janix, but he's like, they're still here. Let's delay our departure. Does that?
Weird that he didn't feel the absence of her absence, but
I think he was. He still hasn't got that proper Force connection yet. I think that's like a big point of it, because
he's like felt that she's around, but I guess
yeah,
he can't like home in on her.
Yeah, yet.
It's not like Luke is like, Vader's in that tower.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
I love Luke.
Yeah, Luke's so cool. So are you.
I'm talking about myself, yes.
And at the same time, Marika's in the Ironworks, and he's got like the Force
Now
psychometry.
we're calling him Marika, like he's the
Marika.
goddess from Elden Ring.
Yeah. There's a goddess in Elden Ring called Marika.
Not America, Marika.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, he's got like Force psychometry, same as like Cal Kestis.
Same as like Quinlan Voss.
There's another
Same
character.
as like Ahsoka. I feel like
she only uses that in one episode of that show.
I feel like it's a little overused. Besides, psychometry is meant to be like, it's meant to be a Kithar thing. It's meant to be Quinlan's people, not like a Jedi thing.
Was it? Well, it's
in
not,
Legends anyway.
Well, it's not in canon. I liked seeing it in like a show. It was pretty cool.
It's like a way to get diegetic flashbacks. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's useful.
And it was cool seeing his investigation. Like, he's always like, yeah, he's pursuing them. After Lawson's really shit day at work, when he got like interrogated by Marek as well, he goes home hoping to see his loser son, and I don't know why I'm so mean to him. And then
he's fine. There's nothing wrong about him.
There's nothing wrong.
He's like good at sports, and he loves his mum. And he has no friends that we are aware of.
The only reason he's on Janix still and not on Coruscant is because it's like, sports? The team? So Lawson goes home and sees friggin' Daki and Devon are there.
Yep.
So
Riley let them in for reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. And freaking the first brother immediately busts in through the door.
In episode 6. Start of episode 6.
It's pretty immediate.
Yeah. We're still in episode 6. So
the 2 episodes came out the same day.
Yeah, so in episode 6, Daki and Lawson have a little conversation. Daki's like, there's finds out that from Lawson that there's an Inquisitor there.
Riley and Devon bond a little bit over balls.
I love that way. Yeah, talking about balls. And then friggin' Riley, during that whole conversation, is frantically cleaning his room so he doesn't seem like an absolute, like...
chud.
Yeah, which is quite funny. Yeah. And I wrote, so awkward, lol.
That was the most the show felt like Rebels to me.
It felt the most real.
Fair.
I was like, shit.
Like I wasn't sure where to like place Riley like age-wise, but that bit he was like, yeah, he's like 16 at best.
Like that felt too real.
That felt
I got a bit of like flashbacks to things I don't really want to remember.
Oof.
But then immediately like Marek comes in the home, and they absolutely trash the place when Devon and Darky fight back.
Yeah,
they're cutting through like everything. It's like absolutely crazy. I think it's pretty fun fight.
It's pretty good. It goes to the rooftops, and LAAT shows up. There's guns, there's fire, blah, blah, blah.
It's pretty cool. Lawson starts firing on the TK troopers, and Riley's like, Dad, what are you doing? But yeah, they hijack an LAAT, and they're like flying through Janek City.
I have like no notes for this episode.
It's freaking crazy. I wrote a lot of collateral damage because every time they shoot down an LAAT, it like crashes into a residential building or it crashes into the freeway. I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah,
this is fucking crazy.
Place,
this place sucks. Imagine living that.
Like they are creating so many Marquez sisters.
Yeah,
from Ahsoka's Walkabout, who hate Jedi because who was it? Luminara.
It was Luminara Unduli.
Yeah, and then she crashed a vulture droid into the side of the building.
And she goes to their home and says, death is natural. No, she doesn't say sorry. She just said, death is a natural part of life. And he's like, are you fucking for real? You killed their parents.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened probably a lot in this episode, which is fucking crazy, actually. Lawson's now a named fugitive.
He's like poster.
Wanted posters everywhere. And Two Boots finally... maybe starting to see that things are bad because things happen to him. He's told to remove his 2 boots because they're not Imperial regulation. And he's like, maybe the Empire is bad. It's like, bro, you're only thinking that because it's affecting you. So
I didn't think that by voting for the Leopards Eat Your Face party, they would eat my face too.
Literally. They did not upload empathy into that droid. I guess they wouldn't do that, would they, to police droids?
Yeah, that would be, like, very inefficient.
I mean, like, with all the police droids on, like, we haven't got to Senate murders. I'm not going to talk about it like I did last episode. But there were police droids in that, and they were all, like, assholes, if you remember. Which is quite funny that in Star Wars, all the police droids are absolute assholes.
I will remind you of episode, let's say, 38 of our podcast. All droids are bastards.
Yeah, ADAB.
Featuring Wrecker, as played by both Malkovich and Lenny Henry.
Why the fuck? How did we get to that?
There's one way to find out.
Let's rewatch it right now.
Let's rewatch it on a pod.
On pod, like our directors.
We should do director's commentaries.
On Air-Deraan.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that's like Ouroboros.
Maybe that will get popular.
Whoa. Moving on though, Lawson and the Jedi, like Darky and Devon, they go back to Rena. To the casino, and they're like, Rena, can you like help us? And she's
like, yes, I am absolutely helping you. By the way, code word.
Later. That's later.
I'm speeding through the plot.
No, I mean we haven't. There's a big fight in the casino, and Devon and Darky get separated. Devon's with Riley, and they go back into the subway. And Darky and Lawson, they just like run off somewhere else. Devon is attacked by Marek, so there's a lightsaber fight on a train,
which is admittedly one of the cooler ones.
It's pretty friggin' cool.
At least up to that point.
I said probably the coolest Inquisitors have looked. They look even cooler later, actually. But Devon is like proper outmatched by Marek. I think it's pretty clear. But then Maul boards the train and fights with Devon. One thing that's pretty important to note is that Devon and Maul work pretty well together on the fight, indicating potential start to a force bond right there. And after they cut the train in half, leave Marek, Devon and Riley follow Maul. And Devon like starts to trust him, like, you know, in a little way. Like,
she keeps saying don't
don't trust
she
him, but
obviously
she's
does.
trusting him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Riley's like, what the fuck is going on? This guy looks fucking evil. But like Devon's going along with it. And then the episode like ends with Maul. With Marek calling like someone for reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to episode 7.
Call to Oblivion.
Yeah. So Devon and Riley follow Maul to their new base. And Devon keeps saying Maul's not to be trusted, but like does.
Mm-hmm.
Then friggin' he's being he's trying to like manipulate Devon again, trying to say that their fight is the same because we're fighting against the Inquisitors. So just join me. But she's still not really buying into that yet. So clearly our side, like you're not too different, you and I, isn't really working to convince Devon yet.
Yeah, they don't get too much time to bond over that, or at least try to work through the differences, because the Empire catches up with them again.
Yeah, because Devon gets into like a little lightsaber fight with Maul, like when they try to escape. Like a probe droid sees them, and then like they send in like a bazillion LA-80s, which is kind of crazy. There's a cool like lightsaber fight, I guess. But the friggin' Riley gets kidnapped. Devon was helping to defend Maul, which I think is pretty important moment. But then like immediately goes to help Riley and then gets separated.
Yeah, she doesn't consider him to be nearly as much of a threat as she should.
No, she's really underestimating it.
I guess question is, does she understand what he is / was?
She knew who he was, because like when she first saw him in episode 1, she says Maul. So she knows it's Maul. I am assuming that in the Jedi Temple, like Obi-Wan Kenobi gave his his TED talk on this guy is friggin' Sith Lord. I killed him.
Do you reckon he did like TED Talks on how to fight Sith Lords?
Maybe.
They are his speciality.
Whoa. Even though he's only killed... He didn't even... Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, so Maul sees that Devon leaves him. And I wrote that he figures that he can't get her to join his fight. So, like, I think that like you can see like the cogs turning in his brain. That he's like, I need to make her join me by like pretending to join her fight, if that makes sense, to help her rather than get her to help me.
Yeah, maybe create a new fight that we can both be on.
Exactly. So this is like when the Crow arrives. I quite like the Crow.
He like doesn't speak, he just like screeches when he runs.
Yeah, he's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he's really cool. He's in Tales of the Jedi.
He has again an absolute loser in Tales of the Jedi. But in this he's really cool. So I like what it's just odd. But whatever.
I mean, Boba Fett is an absolute loser in his first appearance too. Well, second appearance. Third appearance.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah.
His first appearance, obviously, being the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We should do an episode on that at some point.
If you want to kill me, yeah.
Yeah, I want to know about friggin' Itchy watching porn.
Why do you want me to, like... Why do you want to do episodes on all the things I hate?
I don't know. Because I've not seen it, so maybe I'll love it. Maybe I'll be the biggest holiday special brained person ever.
Perhaps. Maybe you'll be a big fan of the cooking mini-sode.
Yeah, she's canon, I think.
I'm sure she is.
In the end, Devon reunites with Ducky and Lawson, but she doesn't say that she met Maul, which is pretty important. But she says that the Empire kidnapped Riley, so they like start to formulate a plan to like get Riley back from the police station. So friggin' Lawson tries to get in contact with Two Boots, but he just hangs up on him, which is really rude. Friggin' Two Boots.
Worst character.
I think like this is when we start to see like we do see some of the Mandalorians want to turn against Maul because of the whole situation.
The money, mostly.
The money, because Rook tells them to leave it in their base.
Is that later?
No, this is this episode.
Oh.
And then they go to the bridge that leads to their spaceship, like it's a Mandalorian one, which is pretty cool. There's a big fight on the bridge. Friggin' Inquisitors show up, both Marek and the Crow.
The 11th brother.
Yeah, and it's a pretty cool lightsaber fight. They go into a cave or whatever, have a fight there. Scorn is brother, cover me, and he follows them. Immediately dies because what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
That's when 3 Mandalorians take the opportunity to hijack Maul's ship and get away,
but immediately get blown up,
which is so funny. I was when I was watching it for the first time, I was like, please just blow up, that'd be so funny. Because I don't know why, but I find it so funny when they Mandalorians who that whole deal is warrior culture, raised from birth to be the ultimate warrior, and they just get aced. Yeah, so I don't know why I find that funny, but I do.
There's a lot of people getting straight aced.
Yeah.
A lot of people dying horribly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite speaking of, but Maul gets his leg cut again. I think it's the same leg. And then he decides that the only way to sort of really keep the 2 Inquisitors at bay is to bring down the whole cave onto them, and that's sort of how the episode ends.
Yeah, and he jumps out through the waterfall, and
we see that in at the start of episode 8, because it is a really weird bit where it recaps the very end, but then slightly changes it.
Yeah, I don't love that they are doing that, especially since
that was a bit weird.
Especially since that's
it came
episode
out the same
7
day.
It came out the same day. You're not gonna watch the previously on if you've just watched it.
Yeah, it was a bit odd, but whatever.
Yeah.
But Maul just he escaped that way, and I think they added a whole bit at the start of episode 8 of Marek saying the Emperor wants you dead, and that consumes Maul, because I think
that was in episode 7.
Oh well, it happens in both, and Maul is just seething about that because when he escapes and does the Palpatine spinny thing into that whatever, he goes on almost vision quest. He goes absolutely bonkers.
He's goleming a little bit, talking to himself in the mirror,
him seeing the younger version of himself,
tattooed himself, which I'm not convinced. I will never agree that he's red with black tattoos. There's no way.
Well, that's a lot of black, isn't it?
Yeah, he's more black than he's red.
Yeah, friggin' zebra ring, isn't he?
Literally.
So...
zebras are black with white stripes.
Are they?
They're born full black.
Whoa.
And then they get the white stripes. Even though their belly is white, that came later.
Yeah, well, I guess that is a Maul situation, just reversed.
Yeah. In both cases, I refuse to accept it.
You refuse to accept it.
I refuse to accept zebras.
Yeah.
Zebra or zebra?
I say zebra because I'm British.
Mm-hmm.
But because I say XYZ, Gen Z, not Gen Z. Whatever.
Right.
I think this is one of the weakest moments in Maul's life, after
not in terms of story, in terms of he's
at his physical
weakest.
And mental weakness, because he quite liked Scorn and saw him die and was a bit sad about that. And he's just getting punked constantly. He's having this sad vision quest or whatever.
Yeah, I kept thinking that he's he's kind of old man Maul at this point, but he's not. He's 30.
Yeah, he's not that old.
He's 35.
That's why I think he's frustrated, as to why he's constantly crippled.
Yeah.
In terms of his friggin' robot leg.
Even when he does die, I keep thinking he's on his last legs, but when he dies, he's 52.
Right, he's the same age as Alec Guinness Obi-Wan, because he's Alec Guinness Obi-Wan in.
I'm talking about Maul
in Rebels.
I'm talking about Maul.
Yeah, no, but when Maul fights Obi-Wan is old, and they're the same age.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they?
Well, I think so. Obi-Wan was 21 in Phantom Menace. I think that's the same as Maul.
Maul was born in 54 BY.
And Phantom Menace takes place in 32.
Sure, okay. So, there's no way Maul is 22 years old. You cannot convince me.
I think he's 22 years old in Phantom Menace.
I mean, I guess Anakin became Anakin became Vader when he was 21, so anything is possible, which also infuriates me.
Yeah.
The moment when I became the same age as Anakin when he became Vader, that was a rough time.
Yeah, it really put a dampener when you killed all the kids.
To be fair, that did happen in 2020, so it was a rough time. I think. Anyway, unimportant.
Moving on. So outside of Maul going freaking cuckoo, like Riley's getting interrogated by the Crow. He's not having a good time.
Yeah, but like he knows nothing, so
yeah. So it's kind of pointless for that for him. I mean, and then like Lawson finally gets through to Two Boots. I was like, okay, we'll set up a whole thing where we trade me for Riley, essentially. Like he'll turn himself in because he's a fugitive. And I don't think Darky liked it. From what I've noted down, like his expression was like, "Why are you doing that?"
It's an attachment kind of thing.
Maybe.
And I guess Lawson is more important to catching Maul or helping them escape than Riley is.
Yeah. This is also when Rena gets in touch and says like, "I've got a transport waiting. It's going to leave if you don't come in 2 hours or whatever." So they decide to head to the friggin' police station to pick up Riley. They send Devon off to get like a sweet ride. And that's a pretty fun sequence because she just like beats up a bunch of like Cyclopses in order to
off screen, but like she antagonizes one of them, then he's like, they don't like speak English. He like opens the door and like out of a clown car come 2 more Cyclopses. Like... and then you get a close up on her face being like, yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
That is pretty great.
And then like for some reason Two Boots like gets into a shootout in the police station. So when he comes out of the police station to meet with Lawson and with Riley, the exchange is off, and they immediately start shooting all the stormtroopers.
Well, not the exchange. Those are... What is the exchange?
The exchange was Lawson for his son.
No, I mean, isn't there like a criminal group called the Exchange?
Maybe.
I might be thinking of something else.
I don't know if that's in Star Wars, but they get into a shootout, and they're waiting for Devon. Then she does the sick ass.
She does the Akira slide, except not with a motorcycle.
And then like opens the door and is like, "Get in, losers! It's time to." That was an awesome moment.
And we get another cool chase sequence.
Like I know there's a lot of chase sequences in this show, but they're all fucking cool.
I did specifically in this one like how Daki
my God.
takes out an LAAT by like pushing a speeder into like a big jump.
That was
that's
sick.
exactly what happens in Die Hard 4.
It was so sick though.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then what was it?
And that's it for my notes for that one episode.
Yeah, I said literally the coolest shit ever when Daki did that.
Oh, I guess still in this episode they do meet up with Blue Lady.
Yeah, but dun dun dun.
Or they specifically don't.
Yeah, because code word. It was like Karlak or something, wasn't it?
It was like Cat something, which was
Cat Planet.
Cat Planet, which was something that they spoke about before, and it's a place where something went really badly.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yes, I got the plane for you. It's going to take you directly to the 2 towers."
Catalor?
Catalor, yeah, let's go with that.
So they lightsaber out the lift and escape. And so when, Lieutenant Blake, the Inquisitors, they are already, a load of stormtroopers are all ready for the friggin' Lawson and gang. And they're like, bro, where are they? And then Rhea immediately starts shooting, friggin' blows up her ship and kills herself and Blake, which is friggin' crazy.
And for a minute, you might think that the Inquisitors do, but you have
a modicum
of, literacy. So You know that they're not going to do that.
And then Maul, he goes to Demas's office because Vario said that's the safest place for them in that moment.
They would never look for you in a place where someone else did a crime.
Yeah, Vario is like very, very cocky and self-assured in that moment because he's like, no one will ever look here. And also, like, my comms, they're actually secure because I'm a smuggler. Didn't you know that? And like, Rookcast is like this fucking guy. Like,
He's the worst.
yeah. But he's also the best. But he gets a call from
Dryden Voss.
Yeah, he wants to set up. He said, "I've got an interesting communique." It's like, why are you saying like that?
From the Crimson Dawn, as seen in Solo: A Star Wars Story.
He wants an audience with Maul, and we see that at the very start of friggin' episode 9. So we're in the finale territory now.
Yeah, we are in episode 9, The Strange Allies.
Yeah, a second ISD shows up, we see. So there's 2 Imperial Star Destroyers above Janek City.
I have to assume that's where a certain someone came from.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think that's the Devastator. That's my fan theory. You know,
I definitely know what that is.
That's Darth Vader's ship in A New Hope.
Fair enough.
Presumably it blows up at the end of that film, but whatever.
Presumably. Which is why
so-
it gets a bigger one.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of it being referred to as a Mammoth class Star Destroyer?
No.
The Super Star Destroyer.
No, never. It's not called that.
That's what they call it in the original Marvel comics in the 80s.
That's pretty cool. Are we going to cover those?
Well, then I would be parroting a lot of stuff that a certain different podcast,
What if we do it in reverse order?
like from issue 50 and go backwards.
We start from 2014 and go to 1977.
Now that would be some fresh stuff.
That would no one has done that because it's probably the worst idea ever.
Well, maybe except the worst idea in the world, the podcast where they watch Grown Ups 2 every week.
That is the worst idea.
Yeah.
What the hell? I was thinking that if we watched Clone Wars in reverse order, maybe it would actually be chronological.
It would probably have a
Burn.
better chance.
Yeah.
Well, the first season or 2.
Yeah. So the episode starts with their call with Dryden Voss. He's like saying, "I'll help you get out of Janek City if you help me kill what's his name? Friggin'
Bisk or something?
Rintero." Not Bisk.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know who Rintero is.
I don't think we ever see, but whatever. So Maul agrees to kill Rintero and appoint Dryden Voss as the leader of Crimson Dawn. In return for a ship out of there. Rookcast is like, okay, let's go. And Maul's like, not yet. I've still got to get Devon. And she's like, are you fucking for real? But he's, yeah, whatever. She's done with it. But Maul tries to justify it, saying, we totally need Lawson to get out of the city because he'll know all the stuff. So he inserts himself into Devon's dreams in order to like make them meet at like a fountain or whatever.
It's the statue of Armistice.
Yeah,
it's a really cool looking statue. It's like a lady with a big spaceship head.
Yeah. But this further implies that like Devon and Maul have now got way too strong of a force bond for like a Jedi and a Sith. Like Devon is now, this is starting to get a bit too comfortable, Devon.
It's taken a few steps off the beaten path.
Yeah, exactly. But Daki is like, I don't think he sort of sees how bad this is. Because he's like, you know, Maul's just like, he's just trying to tell us where to go. Maybe we should meet with him. So they go there and they basically agree to help each other, form a brief alliance to get out of the city. Like, we've got transport, you know the way. Yeah, Daki agrees even, which is kind of crazy. Yeah.
Well, he has no other choice at this point. Like, everything is closing in on them.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they get freaking... no, they don't get attacked. They attack.
Yeah, they go to a power
someplace.
Station in order to go through like a fissure in like the edge of Janek City. It's like somewhere that Lawson had gone before.
They call it a fissure, but it's like ancient tunnels. It has like carvings and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But they like kill the garrison there, like outside the power station. Maul does like a Force Unleashed finish move on a
coolest
80
thing ever.
yeah. See, it's a fucking cool show. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
it is
I had
cool.
fun with it.
Yeah. And friggin' this is when Riley starts like he picks up a gun and starts stunning people. I'm like, cute, like he's stunning people. Meanwhile, Maul is like decapitating people, and friggin' everyone else is shooting them in the face. And Riley's
But
just
he don't
stunning
want
them.
the kid to shoot people.
Yeah, I guess.
Leave that to his cop dad.
Exactly. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
when they go into the power station, they go into these old tunnels, and Rook tells Maul, "Is like, why the fuck are you keeping Darky around? Like, don't you want Devon?" And Maul's like, he's useful for now, you know. So he's clearly got something up his sleeve. And then the Inquisitors catch up on them. They're using more of the Force things, and I think it's trying to like make you think they're further away, but no, they are like literally right behind them the whole time. Like they, Maul and Co. and Lawson's gang, they do not have like that much of a lead at all.
Basically, as soon as they get to a very conveniently placed lake of acid with a choke point that they have to go through 2 by 2.
Pretty great.
Yeah, you hear the absolutely insane shriek from the Crowman, and they're here.
It's so fucking cool. And like Marek's being like a weird like frog man with his like really long legs, like jumping around.
Yeah, and it's everyone against the 2 Inquisitors. It's honestly one of the best lightsaber fights I've seen. There's so much happening. There's like 5 lightsaber wielders.
Yeah, there's a lot interesting
some acid action.
Interesting gun play as well, I thought.
Interesting tackle play.
Yeah, friggin' most of the Mandalorians die. Friggin' Icarus gets too close to the acid. Not quite the sun.
Yeah. Seeing that there's basically no other way, and also seeing that he's been shot multiple times, he tackles 3 stormtroopers into the acid.
Yeah.
Which is quite gruesome. I'm glad they didn't make him scream.
Yeah. Friggin' Riley, Lawson, 2 Boots, Rook, and another Mandalorian. They all get across the acid. Spybot
gets cut in half.
So sad. He's like, Master. That's so sad. And then he just
Maul
slips
really
into the
cared.
acid.
Maul cared about him. He makes like a big face and all that.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting seeing when Maul actually gives a shit. He wears his heart on his sleeve, that guy.
He could be a cool character.
Whoa, this is starting to get targeted. But he lets friggin' Devon go first, because his first priority is Devon escaping. But then, strangely enough, I think, he lets Darky go next, and then he tries to hold off the 2 Inquisitors by himself. And I think he knows...
if he let Darky die in front of Devon,
then Devon ain't gonna be helping Maul get across the Lake of Acid. So I think that's why he let Darky go. I think he is good manipulator. So, and then he ultimately gets across. They leave Marek and the Crow on the other side of the acid, and they run up out of the tunnels into the jungle, and they're like, "Whew, we made it out of that unscathed." Rook and that Mandalorian, you go scout out the place.
But what they did not realize is that in the meantime, Merrick and, just Merrick got on his comms and was like, they got away, but it's fine. They're going straight to him.
Yeah. And we hear him. We hear some blaster fight, and we then see Rookcast run, and be like, what is that thing? And get pulled back into the jungle and the mist, and we hear her throat like snap, and then
and then we hear some asthma sounds.
Yes, our favorite asthmatic Dark Lord.
He's here.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool way to end the episode with Darth Vader's freaking appearance.
And then episode 9 is just
Episode 10. That was episode 9.
freaking episode 10 is just all carnage.
It's all action, and it's all pretty good. They're like Darky and Devon and Maul fighting through like a weird ass temple.
I want to know about this place.
Yeah. All of like the weird statues, like screaming things, is really weird. But like Vader is like pulling down the temple to try and crush them, and at times
They do the same to him.
yeah, Vario, Lawson, Riley, and Two Boots, they like run ahead to go to the extraction point, but the Empire are there. So
Yeah.
there's like a shootout there. They use Vario as like a distraction, so Lawson and Two Boots can like shoot down the Lambda shuttles, but even more stormtroopers show up. It gets pretty crazy. Then friggin' once the Jedi, like Darky and Devon and Maul, get out of the temple to like the bridge, the Inquisitors show up, so then it's a 3v3 fight. Gets pretty crazy there as well.
Yeah, but ultimately they kill neither of the Inquisitors, but they manage to push the first brother Merrick off the bridge,
Yeah,
never to be seen again until about 30 years later.
yeah, it's
Well,
pretty
20.
cool. Then Devon like runs into like a temple on the other side when all this is going down. Like it's a really frenetic action
It's
scene.
frenetic.
I quite
It's
like it.
dynamic. A lot of things happen. Yeah, they swapped dance partners. Many things happen.
Yeah,
but
but
ultimately Vader is just
he's just too good.
he's just too strong.
And Maul knows that Vader's too strong. So I think he does send Devon or tell Devon to like go. So it's just him and Darky, 2v1ing Vader.
And I'm sure that like at the start he did think that they might beat him.
Yeah, but I think
But
it was like they were not in sync when they were fighting. Did you notice that when Darky and Maul were fighting Vader, they were just completely out of sync. They weren't working well together, and Maul almost immediately is like, "This shit ain't gonna work." So he like looks around to make sure like Devon isn't watching him, but unbeknownst to him, Lawson is watching him from a hill, and Maul does a couple steps back and just force pushes Darky into Vader's like lightsaber, basically,
like into his close quarters. I guess.
And now Darky is just 1v1ing Vader, and Maul runs.
Hobbles away.
Hobbles away.
He got hit in the leg again.
Yeah, like that leg is like absolutely fucked at this point.
Hanging by a thread.
Literally, robo thread. Darky actually gets a hit on Vader, which is pretty impressive.
He scratches him a little bit, but
then he mega dies. So yeah,
he
not
gets
good.
hit off screen.
No,
He
gets
is on
slashed,
screen, but the slash is off screen.
and then he gets stabbed through his chest.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
where
like,
he may or may not have a heart.
did you see? Like it looked like the lightsaber did a little wiggle because the hole is way bigger than the lightsaber. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
It looked pretty dire.
It looked pretty bad. And Devon saw, I think Maul did it on purpose, so Devon saw Darky get killed by Vader, and she loses her shit. She is like screaming, and she's really angry at it.
She does the whole like, when Luke like goes rage monster and cuts off Vader's hand, and he like keeps slashing.
So she's like fighting the crow at this point.
Yeah.
And she like goes absolute apeshit against the crow.
Yeah. She doesn't beat him, but he scurries away.
Well, no, she slashes his knee, and then he scurries away. I've seen an interesting theory as to why that is, but we'll get to that later.
Because he needs to show up in Tales of the Jedi.
Apart from that, but it's linked to his appearance in Tales of the Jedi.
Well, if you're here.
But essentially, like when they were fighting, when they were fighting the crow together, at one point Devon loses her lightsaber, and then Maul gives her half of his lightsaber, and like this is essentially Devon is. You've gone too far now. This is.
You're like officially his apprentice, basically. Meanwhile,
like Lawson decides. Well, Dryden Voss's ship arrives, and like Dryden is like, "Where the fuck is Maul?" And Vario's like, "He'll be here."
But there are still way too many
like there's
stormtroopers.
a lot. I'm actually really surprised at how many stormtroopers were on screen. There were like so many.
I'm not even sure where they came from. Like the Lambda shuttles, maybe there were two, but they're not that big.
Loads of LA-ATs were coming down as well.
I forget.
Yeah, so it was kind of crazy, considering like how in the Clone Wars there was like a limit to how many people they could show up on screen at one time.
We're in the future, Freddy. Like
they can just like duplicate. This is what I always wondered about like Clone Wars, about Rebels or whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, I know you got to do the animation for like each stormtrooper or whatever, but just copy and paste it and just have them all go.
I believe that's more complicated than it sounds.
I know, but like if they're from a distance, no one will know.
This I agree, I suppose.
And I think whatever they did in this show seemed to work. Because there
it's
were a lot of
gorgeous.
things. It looked pretty cool. But Lawson essentially like tells Two Boots, like, promise me you'll take Riley to his mother. And then he goes off to sacrifice himself to give them time to get on Dryden Voss's ship.
Gets on the comms with his son, is like, I'm sorry I didn't go see your ball games.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah, we missed the bit where just before that, well, in episode 9, he's like, kid, I'm sorry, this is like the most time that we've spent together in a long time.
They have like
when they're crossing the lake of acid.
They have a proper father-son moment. But it's really funny.
Not really.
No, I mean, it is a father-son moment. Like the music starts playing. They're like,
close
I'm
as
sorry
they
I
get.
wasn't a better dad. And like Riley's like, I spent a lot of time with you. And then while Spybot is pushing the little thing, like he goes, yeah, it's so funny. He's such a little maniac.
Yeah, that was when the kids show reared its head. But
no, but it's funny though.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
like Spybot.
Best character.
But yeah, Lawson is like goes off quote unquote sacrifices himself. I've got opinions. I'll explain later.
Okay.
And
he gets shot like 6 times.
He does, but I still think that things have to happen later on. Then Maul brings down like the other smaller temple onto Vader, like when he appears around the corner, like jump scaring Devon.
He doesn't appear around the corner. He bursts through the wall like the freaking Kool-Aid man.
Yes, yeah, which is a pretty cool moment.
Pretty Kool-Aid moment.
Whoa. But Devon wants to like kill Vader. She's like, I'll kill him. And Maul's like, you're not powerful enough. You need to be trained. Like, I need to train you. Let's go. And they, get onto Dryden Voss's ship. But that moment, like when Devon is like, I want to, like, I'll kill him. It's like she's looking like bad. Like she's looking angry and
proper
like
evil.
Yeah, I think it's really, really interesting. Then they go onto Dryden Voss's ship. Riley's fucking crying. Devon's crying, but angry crying. Not pretty dark side. And Maul says like, yeah, I'll kill Rincero for you, Dryden, and setting up season 2 potentially. And then the series ends with Devon with like really bloodshot eyes. Well, not really, but like they are slightly bloodshot eyes, and she says like, all right, I'm ready to Maul. So.
And then the last shot is a mega close-up on Maul's eyes.
Yeah, because he's happy. He's like, everything has sort of gone to his plan. Apart
Everything
from
is coming
all
up
of his
Maul's.
friends dying. Apart from that, everything's gone to plan.
Yes, well, he no longer has to pay the Mandalorians the millions of credits.
That's true, because they're all fucking dead. So that's the best part about mercenaries, just get them killed.
So that was our brief...
Yeah.
That was our brief recap.
Karga.
That was our... Yeah. Well, I'm feeling a lot of grief.
Bruh. No, but we did cover a few of our thoughts while we were going through it, to be fair.
Once again, we melded crochet granite with nitty-gritty, but that's fine. It's all in the service of the one in the middle?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, but see, this is why when I rewatched it yesterday, all in one sitting, as a sane person,
Yep.
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than when I was watching it like broken up, because it's just like these must be a crazy 2 days for these people. Like, this is fucking crazy. And I enjoyed seeing Devon's fall to the like dark side. It's more gradual. Like, you see how Maul was assessing the best way to make her fall to the dark side, eventually settling on, you know, rage of getting Darky killed.
Yeah, I think it's been, you know, I said before that she had like the same 3 beats repeated over and over of I don't trust Maul. Oh, he has some good points. Oh, I'm angry now and going somewhere else. But you could say that every time that happens, he gets like deeper under her skin.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. I think he's prodding her to see like what's the best way to get her to side with him. Like, the first time it was like, oh, well, you're a Jedi, so like the Jedi are gone, but you know, you're manipulated. I'm not evil, just join me. And she's like, I'm not going to do that. And her first like rage moment isn't like Maul trying to convince her. She's just angry that Maul is trying to convince her. So that's her first rage moment. The second time that he tries to convince her, you know, when Riley's captured, he's like saying, oh, well, we need to team up to fight the Inquisitors, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, no, I'm not gonna friggin' help you, or whatever. But like, that idea of like fighting the Inquisitors was like niggling on her brain. And that's when she like brought it up to Darky. And at that point, like, their force connection's getting even stronger. And then by the end, when he's infiltrating her dreams, it's like, instead of you need to help me fight the Empire, it's like, I'll help you escape. And then it's just like trying to seem like he's aiding Darky and Devon's mission, like of escaping and helping people. But in actuality, he's trying to engineer the events so that he escapes, but also that Darky dies in a particular way to piss off Devon, because he's sort of seen that the best way to like get to her is her mega frustration and just anger that is like gnawing away at her, of like inaction and her attachment to Darky and to other people. That's like my take on it. So like, though it was like repeating the idea of like her rage and her almost hurt, like that kind of thing, it's like best things come in threes, like rule of threes.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Exactly. I do think it like it had that reasoning. I saw it as like a slow progression of like Maul testing the waters.
I do see that. It just felt like the exact same thing every time, though.
Well, it was like different.
It's the same.
He was saying different things every time.
I get that, but like almost every time it ended with them like, you know, sparring basically.
But that was after the second sparring bit. That's when he realized that that's what he needs to use to get her to turn, is her her ability to go quick to anger. Like, she's really like susceptible to just getting pissed off.
Makes me wonder like how she made it that long as a Padawan.
Well, I think
same with Anakin, same with freaking all of them.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe during the before the Clone Wars she was better, but at least after Order 66, she's dissatisfied with Darky being like, we just need to survive, we just need to like move on, blah blah blah.
And that has been brewing in her for somewhere between 1 and 4 years.
Yeah, we don't really know when this show is set.
Yeah, it's even Wikipedia for Master Darky's death year lists 17 to 13 BBY, which feels like, like settle on something.
Yeah, they'll probably say in like the next Timelines book or something.
It's probably like 2 or 3. I feel like 4 years after
Yeah.
Thingy is a
Well,
little.
they've got Imperial Star Destroyers.
They still got LA-ATs, but
Yeah.
like they're grey, so who knows?
Yeah. I quite like this
Yeah.
in-between style. It reminds me of the start of Force Unleashed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
And I do like that it's clearly later than Bad Batch, because
Yeah.
they no longer have grey Venators.
yeah, I do like a Grey Venator though. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. I think this is like all that I've seen of the Empire here was like really good. Like
Yeah.
I especially like that these two Inquisitors don't look like the Inquisitors that we see a lot of in Rebels and like
Yeah.
other things, because I do not like their uniforms. Their stupid little big
No, their
helmets.
hats are dumb.
I really like that at no point did they fly using their
Oh my god,
lightsabers.
yeah.
We've not seen that since like
Since Rebels, since
since-
Malachor.
since Malachor, yeah.
When Maul just like breaks the lightsaber and he tries to fly off and he just falls and dies.
So stupid.
So you can see why, at least in Rebels, like Maul's dealt with Inquisitors. I think it's implied that Maul's fought Inquisitors before this show as well,
It's not unlikely.
which I think is quite interesting. One thing I did find interesting is that Darky and Devon, they're said to like, we're just passing through Janix. Like they're always on the move, but Maul has been on Janix for a while, right?
A little bit. A little bit.
What I love the implication of is that Maul went to Janix, like to engineer this whole situation quite far in advance. That he knew that Devon was going to arrive, because he was like saying in episode 1, it was like, I sense that my future apprentice is here, and Rook Cast is like, are you for real? Like, we got shit to deal with. But
I suppose we might learn that in the Prelude comic in the 2 to 5
I'm not sure.
years.
I don't think Prelude comics and the actual shows, I don't think they're ever done in tandem. It's going to be a completely unrelated story.
I mean, so far it doesn't seem very important to this.
Yeah.
Like it introduces Demas, introduces Vario, but like
I don't think they like really needed much. Like we learn everything we need to learn in this show.
it's kind of giving. Do you remember when I was bringing in the like 1-page preludes?
What, for the Clone
for the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
Where nothing of import ever happens.
Yeah.
But
Apart from Admiral Ozzel appearing as a younger guy.
yeah, and I think IG-88 or someone else that we've been like, why do they never show up again? They are in those.
Yeah.
For some reason. Oh no, I know what I'm talking about. This was what was it? Iago.
Yeah.
Someone chases IG-88 to Iago, which is the only other appearance of that planet.
Great. Mystery of 1,000 Moons.
Yeah, Mystery of the worst episode
That was pretty bad.
of
You got
animated Star Wars.
You got actually mad when they did that whole bit with the angel walking into the room, overhearing like their conversation and then continuing it. Got fucking pissed
It's
at
a
that bit.
stupid trope, and they didn't do it well. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they just ignore everything she says anyway.
Yes, they do. It's almost like she wasn't even there.
Yes. It's
which is
crazy.
quite
It's a
funny.
terrible episode. Remember when the like mayor of the planet like comes into the scene by emerging from like a mountain of trash?
It's just it's a choice to make that episode. It's probably the most George Lucas episode of.
Really?
I think he
What
was
makes you say
quite.
that?
I think he was involved in that.
You think he
I
was?
think he like more heavily because it had the little kid in there. Do you remember that little kid?
Yeah, the little kid who reprogrammed all those droids. I didn't mind him. He was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it followed up a Blue Shadow virus.
It was in the Blue Shadow. They went to Iago to get the cure.
Well, yes, but it was like
Not the
made in a separate production cycle.
Yeah.
It was like tacked on for reasons.
Whatever. That was Anatomy Skywalker. That was ages ago.
Yeah, like episode 19
Yeah.
of our pod.
But I know what you mean about the Prelude comic probably not contributing much.
No, but it is really cool. It's got good art at the very least.
I'll need to check it out.
Yeah. And
But-
Maul is like, they can't see us coming until it's too late.
Yeah. I liked Maul in this show. I did. Like, I'm seeing your facial expressions and they're not good.
My
but, like,
problem with Maul isn't that I don't like him in this show. It's that I haven't seen Clone Wars in a while.
Yeah.
So in my brain, it's very strange to go from Maul in episode 1 of
Yeah.
The Phantom Menace, where he, for the longest time, I completely didn't know he even had lines.
Yes, voiced by Peter
Serafinovich
Yeah.
of Shaun of the Dead fame.
Yeah. Not
He has,
fame,
like-
he's another thing. Yeah.
He's got like one line, and it's like, "Yes, master, I will
No.
do as you ask."
Yeah, at last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi, and at last we'll have our revenge. You know, most George Lucas line ever, yeah.
Yeah, cue Revenge of the Sith 2 movies later,
Yeah.
20 years after he died. 10, 8, 9, between
Whatever.
8 and 10. Well, he also doesn't die.
No,
crucially.
he's still alive.
Yeah, and it's weird to go from him who barely speaks and like is like a rage monster pacing back and forth, at the end, to then like Spider-Man, and then he's like here, like sitting down doing a tea party and being like, "I am a honorable man, I wanted to do a deal with you, and you said no. I have no qualms. Just die well."
The thing is that he's just lying, though.
I mean, I know, like, he says die well, after die well, the implication being my people will kill you.
Yeah.
But he just feels like a completely different man.
But he is like that in the Clone Wars. Like, that is how, like, in the Siege of Mandalore, he's relatively reasonable.
It is hard to square even that one with, like, episode 1 Maul. And, like...
I don't know, it's like...
And also, like, Rebels Maul, who is, like...
He is as talkative in Rebels as he is in this show. In
But
fact,
he's, like,
probably
even
more.
nicer somehow. He's still Maul,
I
but,
think
like...
he's fucking crazy. I think he's good at hiding things, but I still think he's actually kind of, like... He is so hell-bent on revenge in this show still.
I just can't put my finger on, like, who he is and what he wants and what he's doing.
I think, but that is his whole deal, is that...
That's a bad character to me.
No, have you heard Freddie Prinze Jr.'s rant about Darth Maul?
No.
Because when people were, like, angry at, like, why did Darth Maul die in Star Wars Rebels? Why didn't he actually, like, do anything, like substantial? Freddie Prinze Jr. was on, like, a podcast, and he got, like, absolutely, like, livid. He was like... Darth Maul's entire life, like the point of Darth Maul is he thinks he's the main character, and he's not. He is a C-list character in his own life. He is ultimately Sisyphus. Every time he like achieves something, whether it's like the Shadow Collective or taking over Mandalore, or he think like he's gonna get Devon like on his side, or like he's almost convincing Ezra to join his side. Every time he like reaches that pinnacle, it all just comes crashing down on him, and he's at the bottom of the friggin' mountain again, because his whole thing is that he's a constant failure. He's always been a failure since episode 1, because the whole point, like, all he had to do was just kill 2 Jedi, and he got fucking cut in half. And he's, like, pissed off about that still. I'll close that. He got pissed off about that still. So
he was, like, getting flashbacks to Obi-Wan as well.
I think I find him interesting in the idea that he's a C-list character in his own life.
But, like, what's the point of keeping on following him if he never does anything interesting ever again?
No, but it's not what
like,
he does. It's how he impacts other people. So
the way
I want to know what happens with Devon.
Well, I can tell you what's gonna happen. She's going to be trained to go after Vader, and he's going to fucking murder her.
How do we don't know that.
What else could she do?
Well, I mean, I thought in Rebels that he was gonna convince Ezra or whatever, but it went differently as well.
I mean,
for
that was 10 years ago. At that point, I probably agreed. Heck, I still wouldn't be too surprised if Ezra becomes... What did I say? That Ezra becomes the new brother? Remember the Force head
Oh my
Trinity?
god, yeah.
That
in
Ahsoka becomes the new symbol of the light side, Ezra
Yeah.
the symbol of the dark, and Rey the symbol
Oh
of
my
the
god.
balance, I guess.
Maybe.
Or maybe I said that the Hati... No, Ahsoka didn't happen yet.
Shin Hati, yeah.
That Hati could... Or Balin or Hati could become the new brother, and I guess... whatever.
But the thing is that I'm getting the sense that I vibe with the character of Resurrected Maul. I like it. I don't think you do.
I don't dislike him, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get why people go so crazy for Maul. I never did.
Because he's cool, but he's an absolute chud. He's a loser, you know? I just like seeing this.
I guess people just like him because he looks like the literal devil.
I mean,
And
that's why
maybe
people
with
liked
double
him.
lightsaber.
That's why people liked him in episode 1. But I think, like...
It's also really hard to go back to live action Maul. Like, in comparison to this, he looks like shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. That's why Sam Witwer, his performance as Maul is really, like... I like it. I feel like he's got layers to it.
He's got layers.
Well, I think you just gotta buy into the fact that, like, Maul is here. This is what Maul is like. He's been like this since 2010. You know, I'm sorry,
God.
but like this is
Really?
Maul has been
2010. Oh,
Maul has been back for 16 years.
Christ!
Like,
yeah.
I am sorry, but like this is how it is. He's older than the entirety of Disney Star Wars. You know, like this is how Maul is characterized.
And I was excited to see him back then.
Yeah.
I'm often excited to see him. I feel like, I mean, yes, this is just a me problem, but I think also the biggest issue is that I'm just really tired of anti-heroes.
I don't think
He's not really an anti-hero,
No,
but he's not the villain here either. I mean, the show's named after him. Like, he is the main character. But like,
he is a main character. I think Devon's journey is way more important.
and Lawson also case could be made for him.
Lawson
until
could be
he
removed.
died. Yeah.
And the show, I mean, you do need an additional character for the way that they structured it, like as it is. Like, I don't think Devon could do enough for like the 10 episodes that they had planned.
They needed like a Commissioner Gordon type.
Yeah, but the thing about Lawson is that, like,
he's the point of view character. He's just like not that important.
no, he exists to show a certain thing happen, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is the Empire stepping into Janix and, you know, screwing things up, and he has to be a bad father and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and he's the freaking stand-in for like the law and order of Janix. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not Lawson the man that's that interesting.
Yeah. Like, apparently he's like a former bounty hunter.
Yeah, he used to work with
Rena.
Rena. She was his informant or something.
Yeah.
Old Flame, perhaps. We'll
Yeah.
never know now.
No, current. They went for dinner after.
I think it's left ambiguous whether or not they did.
He was like, can I do anything for you? And she was like, are you free for dinner tonight?
I don't know. We don't know either way.
Yeah.
We cut away. We slide.
Yeah, slide away.
We slide away. I'm sure she felt very strongly for him, considering she blew herself up to cover his escape.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Very cool scene, by the way. I really enjoyed it. They did it only like twice, but there were bits where they did like the POV of a gun.
Yeah, yeah.
Both of them were really sick. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this show is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I might not love Maul, but I can tell that this was made with like a lot of passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the action. This isn't. It's not Spider-Verse style, but you can definitely see some
Well, like textures being imbued in the animation.
textures. sort of, and like the speed and kineticity of everything.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little bit lankier than they used to be,
Yeah.
especially Marek.
I like that. It makes me wish that, like, why was the Ahsoka show in live action? Imagine if it was like this. It would be fucking epic.
I have a feeling
I hate
it
to
might
sound like
be
the nerd
because they
crew,
had
but
Rosario Dawson and they really wanted to use her.
that show, it was just so flat, so
lot of it,
lame.
yes.
Apart from Ray Stevenson.
Ray Stevenson was great. The space whales were incredible.
Yeah, but like I feel like that show would have been like infinitely better if it was like an animation.
And if Thrawn wasn't there.
Yeah, probably. He didn't really need to be there.
Or
Could
if
you imagine the friggin' zombie stormtroopers in animation?
Mm-hmm.
They would look so cool, especially like Dathomiri style like zombies. It would look so cool.
It was a bit of a. It didn't land for me, but I still enjoyed it more than, well, not more than this, I don't think, but
Yeah.
well, there were select bits of Ahsoka that I enjoyed more than anything in this, but as a complete package, Maul Shadow Lord is definitely the stronger show.
I do think this is a strong show.
Yeah.
I think that yeah, like while there isn't as much like plot going on, like it's mainly the same, like the one sort of continuous journey that interweaves, blah blah blah. It's nothing too complex, but I think that's like they wanted to make a sort of kinetic, action-oriented animation show that looks amazing. And as well, well voice acted. One thing I wanted to say, the voice acting in this show is really good. Like in episode 1, when we heard like Demas and Vario like talk, I was like, we've never had like voice acting like this in Star Wars animation. Like it was unlike anything that we've ever had in the Clone Wars. Because there's always, even in Rebels, there's always that sort of like kind of stilted, you can tell they're recording in an audio booth kind of thing to it.
Yeah, you can tell that those people are not in the same room.
Yeah. Whereas in Maul Shadow Lord, I got the feeling that it was just done better.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of experience. They've got a lot of people who know what they're doing, and they've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know to what extent Dave Filoni has been involved in Clone Wars, like, or anything that came after, but the writers have worked on Clone Wars and Rebels, the producers have worked on all of that. They have a very, very strong production team, and it shows, bottom to top. And they had Sam Riegel from Critical Role as a voice acting consultant. So
nice. That might be why, because of voice acting.
Yeah, I mean, he's Emmy nominated and maybe even Emmy winning for his voice direction.
Like our podcast.
So we've definitely nominated ourselves for an Emmy.
Obviously.
Yeah, every year I go like, oh yeah, we should win that.
Yeah.
Did you know that they do Emmys for podcasts now?
Do they?
Yeah.
Are they not like poddies?
Well, they have an Emmy for best podcast.
Yeah.
What was it? Who was it that won it this year? Jennifer Coolidge or someone like this?
Oh,
not Jennifer Coolidge. Who's the lady from Parks and Rec?
Amy Poehler.
I think it's Amy Poehler, yeah.
Good hang. She won that after like only having the podcast for like 2 or 3 months, I think.
It feels fishy, but maybe it's just that good.
I don't know. I've not listened to it, but I like Parks and Rec, so
might be something that I do on my way home because they cancelled my favorite podcast.
Sad.
I can't say that many bad things about this show. Like, freaking, I was kind of blown away at the start by how gorgeous and kinetic the heist was at the very start. The way that they like switched from like 3D backgrounds into
like, oh my god, like
concept art, matte paintings.
So cool.
Like they have like 3D elements to them. Like they're not real like backdrops. Like things go like in and out of them, but they are so pretty, and I do wish that more things look like this.
Yeah, I wondered, is this like a concept for more like 10 episode animation and things like this? I just want more things like this. It's so good.
More like character focused, tighter, scripted.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be against it.
I know you don't like the character of Maul, but I did view this as like more a character piece for Maul and Devon. I did like what it explored. If they did this kind of thing with more characters, maybe new characters, maybe Glup Shittos. I want to know
Rumslag.
I want to know what Rumslag was doing in the Dark Times. This is one thing that they need to do. It's not in Predictor because it's got nothing to do with the show really, but they need. I'm turning it to Nerd Crew. They need to make a Jedi Academy, a Luke Skywalker Jedi Academy animated series. It needs to happen. Not based on the books, because that trilogy is dog shit.
And not canon.
And
no
not
Yavin
canon.
here at all.
I'm sorry. Like
no Nagasado's ghost.
Is Exar
Kun. I don't care.
Those 3 books are shit. Yeah. I'm sorry that everyone that loves them, but like I don't think Kevin J. Anderson can actually write. Like, it's honestly, it's trash. Like, Luke somehow knows where all of the Force sensitive people are in the galaxy, and he just goes to like one planet to another, just like meeting them, and like it's like a couple pages of him trying to convince them to join his Jedi Academy, and then like sometimes he fights them, sometimes he does something for them, and then they go with him, and then like that's the end of the first book. And then the second book is like, oh my god, Exar Kun, oh my god, the Sun Crusher. And then the third book is the same thing. And then it just ends. And there's like friggin' like blob racing in it. Lando's a creep for some reason.
Sounds disappointing.
It was so disappointing, especially as so many people hype up that trilogy. I was so... But yeah,
as soon as they actually decide what Luke had done, and once Dave Filoni's grubby mitts are off that period of time,
he's not gonna let go. Do you know? Because he has that like that idea of like certain characters are owned by other people, and do you know how I know that? The reason why they didn't use, they didn't have like Vader speak or anything like that. Is or utilize Vader in a different way. Dave Filoni said it's because it's George. He said it's George Lucas's character, and I wanted to respect his vision. I was like,
that's lame.
While I like how Vader is in the show, like that's a lame reason.
Also, he's used him a fair bit before.
It's like no, because. The reason he doesn't use Vader, like he doesn't count how he used him in Ahsoka, because that was Anakin, and Anakin is in his toolbox because of Clone Wars.
Oh, and in Rebels.
So it's just like, this is actually how he thinks. This is not good for Star Wars. This could actually like be damaging, in my opinion, like in the long term. I hope it's not, but if, you know, if Maul is, you know, forever this kind of character, forever, no one's allowed to have a different take on him. Or if let me rephrase this actually. It also implies that how characters are dealt with in like the comics, like the Charles Soule Darth Vader comics, that's not the real interpretation of the character, because the real interpretation of Darth Vader is George's vision in the movies. So then we get like another like rendition of
like G canon.
Yeah, like recently,
specifically what Lee Chung was. What was that his name? Lee Chung?
No.
Was it Lee something?
You
know the guy that was like hired to destroy the Star Wars.
I love him though. Yeah. I need to find out his name.
And I definitely didn't misleadingly cut down that quote. That he was hired to destroy the tier system of the canon.
I do know his name, but I think after you said that...
Leland Chi.
Leland Chi. Wait a second. I just need to read out this message from you. I do love it. Do we actually want the sperm in there, though? Okay. Leland Chi, yeah. So he was hired for... like in order to reconcile everything. I don't mind retcons. I like having Leland Chi as like the puppet master for everything, like making everything work. But they're not doing that anymore, because Dave Filoni and Sam Witwer, they said that the new approach to canon, this is a quote, like their approach to canon now is that everything is like campfire stories. So like, one person might say, "Oh yeah, like the campfire story is that Ben Solo is the son of Han Solo, and he turned to the dark side." Whereas another campfire story is that actually is they had twins, and Jason Solo is the one that turned to the dark side. I'm like, this is not reconcilable. This is not reconcilable. They are separate continuities. You can't just have everything be from a certain point of view. Like it just. Some things work, some things don't work.
I mean, at a certain point, they can't make it all work. I guess them giving up like this, it's just making it like old canon again. Like,
it's literally going to be the same thing.
I guess we just have to learn to accept it.
I don't want to. Why can't it just not be like this? They promised that they would like not. Because all it's going to do is just see smaller writers, smaller creators have their toes stepped on by like the bigger names.
Isn't that always been the case?
Yeah, but it's not good. It's like how like the Ahsoka book was like essentially. I thought that book was shit.
I didn't love it.
But I still am a bit annoyed by the fact that it was, the author, she wrote it with like proper notes and went by everything, but still aspects of it were like retconned. And then the entire thing was retconned by Tales of the Jedi with the appearance of the Crow, where he dies. Because that essentially either retcons the entire Ahsoka book or the exact same thing, like the exact same sequence of events, but with all the names and planets changed, happens to Ahsoka, but twice. Like, it's insane. Like, it's not reconcilable. Like, either admit that you retconned it, or don't retcon it. You can't, like, be in the middle, the Bendu, you know?
We're getting into Aftermath territory again. And not Jason, what's his name? Din Djarin. No.
Chuck Wendig.
No. Aftermath the episode, not Aftermath the book. No, Aftermath the episode is the first episode of Bad Batch.
Oh my god, with Kanan Jarrus.
Kanan Jarrus. His real name, of course, being Caleb Dune.
That was bad, though. Because
you hated that, yeah.
Yeah, because the comic was actually good.
It was okay.
And meanwhile, how the sequence of events worked in Bad Batch is just not as good. But now that is like the canon version because it's not a comic.
You could say that it's about as canon as the other one.
It's not, though, because Dave Filoni is in charge of Lucasfilm.
Well, once the person who wrote the Kanan comic becomes in charge in Lucasfilm, in turn, they can make their version more canon.
Why? But why can't... It's just...
I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying that we might need to keep a level head. Let go of your attachments, because they lead to the dark side.
It's just going to be whatever's in a movie or TV show takes precedence, and everything else is cast away. And that is sad, because I like Star Wars books. I like how things are reconciled in weird ways, like how the friggin' the Clone Wars DS video game called The New Droid Army or whatever, from like 2003. In it, you play as Anakin and you kill Count Dooku at the end. But it's like in the middle of the Clone Wars. Like, oh my god, what happened? Like, do they just ignore it? No. In the book that I just finished, Yoda Dark Rendezvous, there's like a throwaway line where like Dooku's thinking about how good Anakin is. And Dooku's like, he even killed a clone of me. But and it's like kind of goofy, but it also, I like how things are just made to make everything work together. Also, that book, Yoda Dark Rendezvous, literally one of the best Star Wars books I've ever read.
Really?
I'm not joking. I've not heard like hardly anyone talk about it. It was really good and one of my favorites. Yoda is the biggest rage baiter in the universe. Like, he literally rage baits Dooku. Like, when he tries to like turn him to the dark side or whatever, and it's just like, it's quite fun.
It's a speciality.
Yeah, rage baiting Yoda,
like a little green troll of a man.
They do call him a little green goblin. I think Dooku describes him as a what does he say? Like, Yoda may look like an evil green potato, but he's actually...
That's a good book.
I'm like, what the...
Uh,
It's quite funny, though.
Speaking of things that look like potatoes, I don't have a good segue.
Vario? I wanted to squish Vario's face. Is that weird?
What did you like about Vario?
I wanted to... No, because his face looked really, like, squishy. I wanted to like the texture of it. I don't know why. It just seemed...
The blue guy.
The blue guy, yeah. The Alina.
I guess he did have like frog, like, you know, like when frog croaks.
I don't know why.
Like,
I don't know why.
I thought he was kind of annoying.
You thought he was annoying?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. I liked him.
I did like his little mech suit that he had in the first episode.
It's Napoleon concept.
Wasn't.
It's Napoleon complex. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not short, you're super tall. You're not short, you're super tall. It's like, bro.
Just die already.
Well, no, like at the end, in episode friggin' 9. Or,
9.
Yeah.
No, 10.
No, it was in 9. It was when they were in the power station. Lawson is like, I'm surprised you're still alive. Like, it's like, yeah, how the fuck is he still alive? And also, like, I felt that way about Darky as well. Like, every time Darky gets like super injured, I'm like, how the fuck is he still like going?
I was pretty pleasantly surprised he didn't die immediately.
Yeah, I thought that's what was going to happen, but no, he made it till the end, and
he kept Batmaning through the entire show.
Yeah, I quite liked Darky.
He was good,
even though he wasn't like the most morally correct. I still liked him as, you know, a dude, and I liked how much of a machine him and Devon were like when they were fighting together. They were like so in sync. It was really cool to see.
Very well trained, yeah. Speaking of machines, did you notice how completely useless all of the freaking vehicles were? How even the LA-ATs were brought down by like a single pistol shot sometimes.
It's very funny.
That, the speeders, they were like more dangerous to be in than to shoot from.
But to be fair, that's kind of in line with like episode 2. Like one of the first times we see an LAAT is like it just gets mega blown up immediately.
At least it gets blown up by like a massive tank and not like 2 guys with pistols.
Yeah, well, budget cuts, you know.
I guess. I mean, probably.
It's the Empire. If they're still making LAATs, they're
siphoning all of the money through the building of the Death Star.
Yeah, already.
Already, yeah. I mean, they kind of have been since like episode 2, but like...
Yeah.
Ish.
Catalyst is a good book. They describe all that. Capitalist.
Yeah, you get to learn the exact circumference of the Death Star.
Speaking of circumferences...
Mm-hmm.
I was going to make the worst segue ever.
We're just going to start talking about cum.
Are we going to start talking about...
Is Maul circumferenced?
I was talking about, does Maul have balls? And then I was going to get to the point where, when Maul drank his Cassius tea, how does he pee?
I would have to assume that he has like a dialysis machine in his legs.
Do you reckon that's what they kept cutting?
That's
my piss!
That's why he was in pain. Because it shoots out all the way to his kidneys.
Oh my god.
He's like an inbuilt catheter. No, not even catheter, because there's nothing to shove that in. But like, inbuilt colostomy bag.
Do you reckon that's what Darth Vader was doing? Like, when he was like choking Maul, he also just blew up his colostomy bag?
Ooh.
Do you reckon Vader could do that? Just blow up someone's kidneys?
I don't see why not.
That'd be interesting.
Like, choking is like the thing that you go for, but like, I'm pretty sure you can like... I don't know if this happened in canon, but have you read that comic where like Anakin tries to restart someone's heart?
I think that is in canon, isn't it?
Well, not the one I'm thinking of. It was in a Clone Wars comic ages and ages ago. He like grabs someone's heart and starts bumping it with the Force, and it's putting them in excruciating pain. It might well be Jabim.
I think I read like the first half of the Jabim comics.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan is like, "Oh my god, stop! That's such a fucked up thing you're trying to do."
Anakin is fucked up.
He is. I mean, he was trying to do a good thing, but you know, his idea of a good thing is install a dictator.
Yeah.
So
Darth Maul doesn't know about Darth Vader. Did you notice? He didn't know who the fuck he was.
I suppose he would have no reason to. Like,
He didn't recognize him. Like, I think Maul is strong enough, quote unquote, in the Force to have recognized Anakin if, as Vader, but he had never met Anakin, I don't think.
Here's the thing, this definitely takes place after Lords of the Sith, which is where Vader lets go of the last bits of Anakin.
I don't think it takes place after. I think it takes place before. Lords of the Sith takes place in like 16 or 15 BBY. And they are using full-on stormtroopers in that as well.
Well, TK Troopers didn't exist yet.
I know.
That can be very easily... Also, it's a book, so it's a lower tier of canon.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I'm just saying that to wind you up.
Yeah, I like that book.
I don't remember... I thought it was... I think people hate it unduly. Lords of the Sith.
Oh, I thought you meant Luminara unduly. I was like, she's not in that book. She's dead.
No, Cham Syndulla is in that book. Unless you... Whatever.
Yeah, the first half of that book, really good. Paul S. Camp, thumbs up. Second half, oh my fucking god. Are they still walking around Ryloth and going in the caves? Because that went on for a while. It's almost like there's restrictions put on what people can do.
That book is like one of my least favorite types of Star Wars stories, which is let's kill Vader, because
That's
immediately it's like half of the canon stories that involve Vader is let's kill Andor. Well, no, not Andor. Let's kill or replace Vader, which usually also means killing him.
Like replacing him with that friggin' Mon Calamari Grievous atrocity.
Mon Calamari Grievous, a guy whose eyes are drones, the two twins who have like rocket feet, which makes them look like they're real Jedi.
Well, it's just dumb. But...
it didn't work. I did like the guy who built all of them and like lived in a fleet of hollowed out space whales.
Yeah, that
was pretty cool. I think there was like one more weirdo that we're forgetting, but it doesn't really matter. That's why I'm worried that's where Sean Maul Shadow Lord is gonna go with, who may or may not end up being the canon version of Darth Talon.
I think that like in this show, the main drama comes from Devon, and I stand by that. And I think if season 2 does happen, it'll be the same sort of thing. I don't think it's like they never put the drama on like, oh my god, is Maul going to survive this? Like, every encounter, Maul is going to like freaking kill these guys. You know that the Inquisitors don't die even, but like the tension doesn't come with that. The tension comes with what's going to happen with Devon. I think it did that quite effectively, personally.
And I'm sure we're going to get new characters in season 2, perhaps someone else. Probably not Dryden Voss specifically, but someone else trying to rise through the ranks.
Maybe.
It's probably too early for Kira, unless there's a big-time skip.
I think it's too early.
Yeah, I think she happens like 3 to 7 years later.
Maul is like around doing... I know everyone says that we know where Maul ends up, so nothing can really happen. But the thing is that we don't know what happens between 15 BBY, Solo, and friggin' 4 or 3 BBY in Rebels. Like, that's a pretty big time period. We don't know how long Maul has been left on Malachor. We don't know... Like, when does he regain the Darksaber?
I completely forgot he had it at that point.
Yeah, because he has it in Rebels on Malachor. So when does he get it back?
It's a good question.
So, like...
Who has it at the point that we're
Exactly.
in? We don't know. Okay.
I have no clue who has it. So when people say like, oh, Maul, I agree that we know where Maul starts and where he ends up. I know that, and I know that his character isn't really going to change. What I'm more interested in is how he impacts other people, and like quite literally what happens. Like, how does he he eventually takes over Crimson Dawn. He doesn't appoint Dryden Voss. Why is he in charge? What what is he doing for the next like 10, 15 years? At the end of this, in episode 9, I think, of this, he tells Devon that he has a plan to destroy the Empire, or like take on the Empire. It's like, is that his ultimate goal, or is his ultimate goal just taking on Palpatine?
I have a feeling that's what he meant.
Yeah,
by cutting off the head, it kills the entire Empire.
Because one criticism that I kind of agree. Sorry, one thing people were hoping for with Maul is that his hatred towards the Empire wasn't that like Sidious took over the galaxy, but it was more that like the Sith took over the galaxy, but they're doing it wrong. He was like, where's all the pyramids? Where's all the human sacrifices? Where's all of like the dark cults in charge? What's all this bureaucracy? What's all this stormtroopers stuff going on? That's why like I think that would be interesting. That would have been interesting to see in this series, but we didn't really get it. We got like kind of inklings of his dissatisfaction with how Sidious is running things, but it's not like too obvious because we didn't really get much of Maul espousing what he believed.
Yeah,
it's mostly him manipulating people.
Yeah, for the purpose of taking on Sidious, which I guess is all he wants at this point.
Is Sidious responsible for him getting trapped on Malachor? Because people have assumed that like, oh, Kira just left him there. But like, what if like Sidious does it?
Yeah, he's like, when he comes back, pretty much immediately he's all about Kenobi again, right?
Yeah. So why is he no longer this obsessed with getting revenge on Palpatine? Why does he shift to Kenobi? Yeah.
I suppose that's what we're going to learn, and I'm hoping I like it.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't dislike this. I just don't get it, I guess.
I'm sorry that I think I do.
I'm glad that you do. Like, there's... Even without me being too into Maul, there is a lot to like here.
Yeah.
And I did. You know, I loved a Spy Droid, even though I wished he had a name other than that.
Other than Spybot.
Spybot, yeah. I really wish that they keep this art style going forward, which I know they won't because they slightly tweak it for every show. But...
yeah, it's like a superior version of Bad Batch art style. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bad Batch had already started to lean more into the sort of like textures, but this is just taking it to another level. It's just way better.
Every time they do a close-up on anyone, really, I'm always like, you still look like you're a painted puppet, and I love it.
Yeah. There's a moment in episode 10 when like Lawson, Vario and that are like in the jungle talking, and it literally looks like a painting. I know that's like just one small example, but it's a pretty cool moment. This reminds me, I mentioned about episode 10. I wanted to say about how the crow, like my theory, a theory that's going on about like why he runs away when he does, and it's a bizarre theory.
Go on.
By a cool guy on Twitter who like documents every Star Wars species and every unnamed Star Wars species. So he's catalogued over like 1,500 unnamed species, which is insane. But he has a theory that the crow is actually a Skakoan, the same species as Wat Tambor. And his reasoning is that Wat Tambor and like other Skakoans, they have to be in these high pressure suits all the time, otherwise they just like immediately like explode. And when the crow dies in Tales of the Jedi, when he's killed by Ahsoka, he deflates. He like he's like made of he's like a balloon, and he just goes. It's quite weird. And no one really knew what the fuck that was about when that came out. And the fact that the crow, when he got sliced on the knee by Devon, like, he, like, sort of pauses for a moment. And he's like, I'm out of here. It's like, is his, like, high-pressure suit, like...
It could be. There are a lot of, like, high-pressure or...
Yeah.
high pressure or different atmosphere breathing species. So
yeah, he could be any of those. Like, I do think that is an interesting way to explain that. I don't necessarily think he is a Skakoan. It would be funny.
He could be like a blob man, like Master Orba Lin from the High Republic. Who's like a blob in a suit.
Nice.
He's the librarian.
Yeah.
Very cool character. Yeah, he could be like the guy from Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, the ghost in a suit.
I've not seen that film. It's not on Netflix, so I wasn't able to see it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't love the Hellboy movies. It looks beautiful, but yeah, plenty of cool things. I do like your theory.
It's not my theory, but I'm reiterating.
I like what you're bringing to the table.
Yeah. And the other thing I was going to ask, do you think Marek died when he got force pushed off that bridge?
I don't think he's dead just yet.
I think he has to die at some point because it's such a cool idea that he's resurrected in like the Ahsoka show.
I agree that he has to die at some point. I just don't think... I feel like it should be more of a moment.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe not Dathomiri, but like Balin Skull at least should be involved.
Yeah.
Because like why else would he be with them?
Yeah, I don't think it really explained much, is it, why Marek is teaming up with them. Nothing about that is really explained.
That's why I thought it was Ezra the entire time.
What, are you joking?
No, I was like, it has to be like someone important, which is why he like never speaks and we never see his face. It can't just be some guy.
He sounds really weird in this show. He's like...
He already kind of sounds like a zombie. Or like a Frankenstein.
Well, Marek, he's got like this weird like wisp, like... They're over there. We have to go.
Tell me everything.
It's so weird, but I love it.
I'm wondering, like, you know, we have an inkling of background of the Inquisitors as a whole.
Like, they must have been former Jedi.
I mean, at least the Grand One was.
Yeah,
but
no,
like
we know a few, like from the Rise of the Red Blade book.
I haven't read that one
yet.
It's
a whole last Inquisitor book.
Isn't that the one that's like in like episode 7 to 8? Not pre. Isn't that the one with like old man Luke?
No.
What am I thinking of?
Shadow of the Sith.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and I know that there's a Inquisitor comic as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know more. Like, what made them be like this? And could First Brother be kind of like... remind me, have you seen Rings of Power?
Yeah.
Is he kind of like an Adar situation? Is he like the first orc being like a tortured elf who's no longer what he was?
Interesting idea.
Which is maybe why he's also their interrogator, because he knows torture.
Well, the Crow did interrogate as well.
I do. Did he talk?
No.
To Riley?
He did talk to
off screen.
Well, we don't know. We know he interrogated Riley, but we don't know if he talked.
But also, Riley didn't really tell them anything of note.
No, he said, "I don't know." He said, "I don't know anything, but if I did, I don't know if I would tell them." No, you know. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a bit funny.
It's crazy stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I just want to know more, and I want them to not look like they do later. Because
all the cool ones have to die eventually.
Even the non-cool ones.
Yeah.
Well, they don't. I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if freaking Darth Maul Alan Quatermain's after his sand grave on Tatooine eventually.
It's... What?
I'm talking about the end of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I don't remember how that film ends.
Well, Alan Quatermain, as played by Sean Connery of... not Star Wars famously.
Yeah.
He's not in Star Wars, is he?
No.
Oh, okay. If you said yes, I would have believed you.
To imagine.
Yes.
He voice acts someone in Clone Wars.
I mean, if freaking what's his face? Space. What's his face? From
Buy me a pen.
No, from Home Alone 2.
Tim Curry.
Yeah. Doesn't he voice Palpatine at one point?
He does voice Palpatine. He voices Palpatine during the confrontation with Maul and Savage Press, actually.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Doesn't tell you a lot about society.
What?
Freaking when Sean Connery dies near the end of the movie, he gets like taken to his beloved Africa, and like a shaman that he was friends with does like his last right, not like last rites, but he does like a thing around his grave. He's like singing and dancing, doing like a funeral rite. And the very last shot of the movie is like the dirt on his grave shaking. I guess the implication being that he's rising out of the grave.
They can't resurrect Maul like that.
Why
he has
not?
to stay dead.
Does he though? People were thinking that. People were already thinking that, Freddy.
Yeah, but it's more
after episode 1.
It's more interesting that he just like, didn't get his revenge.
I agree with you, and that's still one of the best moments in, at the very least, Rebels. The non-duel that he has with Obi-Wan.
So good.
But, this is Star Wars.
Nobody's ever really gone.
Yeah, freaking... Can you imagine if, like, it was actually Maul that came back in episode 9? And he was pretending to be Palpatine?
That would be funny.
If it was the exact same movie, but it was Maul instead of Palpatine, would you like it more?
No. That would be bad. But
enough about that.
I would have hated it if Maul was in episode 9. That would not have improved the movie. But what would have improved the movie is if it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike this podcast, because that's a good thing that happened. And
that movie was a bad thing that happened.
Exactly.
And my opinion of Maul Shadow Lord was one in the middle.
The
Bendu.
So let's get into that.
Which leads us to this segment.
Jesus Christ.
Say that.
Leads us to this segment.
That feels like something that Jar Jar would call it.
Decent nuts and smegments.
Anyways, what was your light side, aka your favorite bit of Maul Shadow Lord?
My favorite bit in Maul Shadow Lord is something I have reiterated, and it's genuinely Devon's like fall to the dark side. I think is one of the best instances of that in Star Wars, at least in animation. Is like I do think it's really well done. You might disagree with me, but I liked how it seemed quite natural, like how her emotions were already showing that she was volatile and susceptible to manipulation, and how Maul was able to tap into that because he is exploiting her, just like how he said the Jedi are exploiting you, and he said to the Inquisitors, like, you're just a pawn to Sidious. It's like he's using Devon as a pawn, and I genuinely thought that was fun to see, and it also made it quite funny to sort of contrast it with Rebels and how Maul was with Ezra. It sort of seemed like with Ezra, he's just going through the motions. He's done this however many times, maybe.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm excited to see where it goes because I doubt that Devon isn't going to falter anymore. She will either die at Vader's hands or Maul's.
I'm not sure. I think something else will happen. I'll get to that within Predictor, but I think
that entire segment.
No, we don't. It doesn't have to be a long one, obviously.
We'll see.
Yeah. That was my light side. That was my favorite aspect because it really carried the show for me, and I was invested from literally the start. But that's just my light side. What was your light side, Luke?
Light side.
Interested to see if you have one.
I do have. I almost had two actually.
Oh my god!
I was sort of expecting you to get into how gorgeous everything was.
That goes without saying.
So I'm not even gonna get into that. My light side is the city/planet of Janix.
Yeah.
On its own. We didn't get into it very deeply, but honestly, that maybe made me all the more excited to return there in perhaps another show.
Yeah.
Because we had the entire massive city the whole time I was like, this is strongly giving me Batman. And then I look at Wikipedia, and the first statement about the Janix that I see is like, we really wanted to make a city that looks like both Gotham and Metropolis. So yes, you've done a great job.
And I like that it's in like a big sinkhole.
It's in a big crater or sinkhole, yeah. And what's outside the city is even more fascinating to me. The freaking tunnels underground, the massive temples.
Yeah, it was big.
It was big. We didn't see any wildlife or anything.
That would have been cool if there was like weird creatures. But
maybe when we get Merrick, the Mist Lord, and we freaking map his journey from that crater to being a Force zombie.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll see what's happening over here. Maybe there's some like a lost Dathomiri tribe down there. Who knows?
Who knows? But I agree. Janix
I like this planet, and I want to see more.
Janix is like an interesting, interesting place. More interesting than a lot of other locations in Star Wars.
And I'm delighted that it's not another megalopolis like Coruscant or Taris or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they feel slightly overdone.
It's
and
like...
same.
You can't have too many of them. Yeah. There's one location in Mask of Fear book where it's like a Cumenopolis, like citywide planet, but it's like pre-Republic. It's like ancient, like thousands upon thousands of years old, and it's all ruins. So it's like a ruined Cumenopolis. Cumenopolis.
Like Taris.
Well, I mean, like Taris,
like even older,
and
not full of werewolves.
And it's all like, all crumbling, and it's like a UNESCO World Heritage Site until Saw Gerrera blows it up.
I need to read this book.
It's pretty good.
I genuinely need this book.
It's good.
I think I have it on Upload. No, what's it called? Audible.
Yeah. I've not listened to the audiobook.
You know what? I'm gonna skip freaking. Also, yes, I am still reading Lesser Evil.
Are you fucking for real?
I think I'm just going to skip it and do this one. Otherwise, I will never do anything.
That book is your Lesser Evil.
That book is my freaking
dark side.
Me reading that book is Darth Maul.
Oh my god!
I think that book is my Obi-Wan.
Whoa!
Lesser Evil. Wonderful. Anyway.
Sounds like Molo, was it? Molo Rival.
Who's that?
In The Cube?
It's been like over 10 years since I've seen that, Freddy.
It's been 10 years.
It's been like 16 years.
Yeah.
But speaking of the inevitable passage of time, and also Maul, and also Lesser Evil.
Yeah.
What's your dark side, Freddy?
My dark side is... I would have liked... Sorry, Luke. I would have liked more Maul. If anything, I don't think there was enough of his characterization. I don't necessarily mean that he needs more screen time. I think he has a perfect amount of screen time. He maybe even could have less. But I think that what?
You've gone through the full spectrum. I want more Maul. I don't think he had too little or too much. There could have been less of him.
No, but I mean tangibly more of his character, because I really appreciated how he told Devon that Sidious is Palpatine, and the Sith are in control of the galaxy, blah blah blah. But I would have liked to have known more of his personal motivations outside of his manipulations. I would have also liked to seen some of his ideas or some of the knowledge that he knows have an impact. What would Darky's reaction be when he finds out that fucking Palpatine was a Sith Lord? Things like that. Maul has a lot of information and a lot of ideas that could have been interesting to have seen in action. So I think whether or not in his Vision Quest thing, if there was a bit more things I wanted that whole...
Give him a full-on Book of Boba Fett episode-long Vision Quest.
Yeah.
Make him eat that lizard.
I liked that bit, and that was only like 5 minutes of that episode. That was less actually.
It's the best part of the show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I read that part of the junior novelization, hoping for some little like law or implications of. There was literally nothing. It was like a paragraph. It's like Joe Schreiber. Like, I liked Maul Lockdown. Sorry. But like that novelization wasn't that good. But I guess it was for like
kids,
babies. So
yeah, you can't have babies read about the drugs.
Imagine if they just like 4-year-old comes out reading the Book of Boba Fett novelization, and there's like full on like we need to dismantle all authority structures and power to the mercenaries, and like, you know, turns into like a full like proto like neo-fascist radical or something. It's like, what's going on?
You're telling me that kid literally becomes a big boss from Metal Gear.
Yeah, imagine.
We need a country where mercenaries can just be mercenaries.
Oh my God. It would be cool if Maul becomes that.
I wouldn't be against it.
He kind of is becoming that.
He's becoming like a secondary antagonist who's more into fighting the actual antagonist.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that is what Big Boss do.
Yeah.
Although he's not secondary, but, well, depends.
Yeah. But that was my dark side. I would have liked more Maul characterization. I would have liked it if he had maybe a little cheeky monologue, or if like they did more with his Vision Quest, showing like his grievance with the Empire, like, because I still in my heart think that Maul is like he believes in the Sith Grand Master Plan, but he just doesn't like the result of it. He doesn't like that he was left out. He's got major FOMO, and he's just like, it should have been me. You know, like if he knew that Darth Vader, like when he sort of realizes at the end that Darth Vader's like the Lord of the Sith, like Sidious's new apprentice, it would have been like interesting if there was like a hint of like jealousy there. Because like Maul only has a problem with the fact that he was a pawn of Sidious by the fact that he got like
ignored away like an old crusty sock.
Like as soon as he got chopped in half, like Sidious didn't give a shit. Yeah, like a crusty sock. I can't include that on the thumbnail.
Just put on a sock. Not put on a sock. Never mind. Let's move on.
I put on 2 socks this morning.
Me too.
Whoa!
Technically, I put on 4 socks today because I changed my socks before I got here.
Whoa.
Or before I went here.
Does Maul have socks?
Surely not. He doesn't even have boots.
Does he not?
I don't think so.
Maul feet pics? No.
Well, robot feet pics.
So 2 boots has 2 boots, but Maul does not. That's interesting.
I
that
don't
really
even
says
know
something about society.
I kind of wish that there's like no origin of him having the boots anyway. Not in the prequel comic either.
Yeah.
I know his like code is like 2 BOTS, but
yeah,
like
that's kind of like a bit lame.
He could have been 2 bots.
Whoa.
Just strap another bot on top of that bot.
Yeah.
Lock that bot.
Lock that bot. Yeah.
Yeah. He could have been like, you know how they filmed C-3PO in episode 1, how they like strapped him in front of another guy who like puppeteered him.
Yeah.
Because there was like no way to put a guy in that suit and they didn't want to CGI him. So they just CGI'd out the guy that was behind him. It's that, but 2 bots.
2 bots, 1 bot, yeah.
It's also kind of how the cyborg in One Piece does a thing where he like pretends to be he says that it's him pretending to be a centaur, but he like splits his legs in half and like extends his legs to the front.
What?
So he kind of looks like a backwards centaur. He has like 4 legs and like runs around.
Yeah.
But his torso is at the back.
Do you think Maul could look like that later on?
Definitely. It's kind of like Grievous, but for legs.
Grievous for legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maul could do that. His legs just like transform.
Then he'd become a spider again.
Or he could be like a transformer.
Ooh, he could turn into that like a hamster wheel that Grievous drove around.
Whoa. To be fair, there are Star Wars Transformers, aren't there?
Are there?
No, like as in Transformers the toy. That. They made like Star Wars ones where like Luke turns into an X-wing, Maul turned into his ship from Episode 1.
If they didn't, they're leaving money on the table.
They did. I owned one. I think I had the Darth Vader one, where he turns into his TIE Advanced.
Hmm.
Yeah, they looked weird though. The Obi-Wan Kenobi one is like disturbing.
And Obi-Wan Kenobi one.
Yeah, that's a weird sentence.
That's like lending credence to Obi-Wan being like the first clone of Obi.
As we learned in the Iceberg.
Indeed,
episode.
Our best episode, whose runtime we're like...
What's
my fucking dark side?
Yeah, we're only running this ahead because of...
doors.
Because toilets and doors, you know? That's the reason. Yeah. But talking about bad things...
Something else that should be in the toilet.
Yeah, what is your dark side of this show that you liked?
I liked it well enough.
Yeah, I know, that's why
my dark side is that I had to watch this fucking show that I hate. No.
You've been manipulating me this whole time.
Here's my gun.
Shit.
No, my dark side is so you know how there's like you know how like half of Riley's character is that he likes ball games?
Yeah.
And that you go to see his ball game and you get to watch his dad watch a ball game.
And you don't see the ball game?
Not even that you don't see the ball game. You don't see any other people and you only see Riley from the waist up.
Yeah. But you hear everyone go, like, oh, what an amazing score for Lawson! And everyone's chanting, Lawson! Yeah. You know?
No, but then to get any sort of reaction from him, he had to like walk all the way back to where Brando was standing so that they didn't even have to get a different background. Yeah. I thought that was lame.
Every time I say Brando Lawson, I keep thinking like Brando Sando.
Like Brandon Sanderson?
Yeah, I don't know why that goes into my head.
Brando Sando is a valid on Air-Deraan Mandalorian name as well.
That is true.
I guess that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand. Yeah, that was pretty annoying.
That was... I was like worried that was going to set a precedent for how the show was going to keep looking from then on. But I was pleasantly surprised.
I think that was the most Tales of the Jedi, you know, Star Wars Tales of like animation thing in this show. Because everything else, they really they did show everything. They showed those LAATs crashing into those civilian apartments. They showed those stormtroopers get shot through the eye. You know, classic stuff.
You know, if it was a choice between either we show the Bodekin match, or we can have like this amazing force duel, or I guess a quintuple.
The sickest lightsaber duel ever.
The absolute most brutal execution of a walker.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's call them Metal Gear. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that they cut that one corner. I guess. But yeah, it was like reminding me. The other day I saw I was doom scrolling and I saw a clip from an old episode of Pokemon from 2005.
Yeah.
And there was literally a 2-minute frame with no animation other than lip flaps. It was like two, for the sake of conversation, let's say people. It was like two Pokemon on a boat, sailing down a river.
Yeah.
And literally nothing moves except their mouth.
Bruh, that's... At least they weren't like that with this anime. I know, from the lower half, the leg action was less. Apart from when Maul was hurting his leg.
Yeah.
But the waist up, everything was really well animated, I thought.
Yeah, that was genuinely my biggest qualm.
Fair enough.
Even bigger than my indifference towards Darth Maul.
Yeah, which seems to be a big gripe, to be honest.
I feel like it's getting worse.
I was hoping I'll be able to convince you that no, Maul is fun to watch fail.
Meh.
But I'm not sure it's working.
Well, maybe we'll see in season 2. Yeah. But enough about what I hate. Let's get into things that we're indifferent about.
Whoa.
Or that are somewhere between love and hate. What's your one in the middle of the Bendu?
my one's cheap and cheerful. It's the chicken parmesan that Vario was eating in episode 1.
Oh, love
that
it.
was pretty good. That was an interesting decision to like pull out all the stops on that, considering like why did they show, like, why wasn't it? I don't know. It was nice that there's that attention to detail with things like that, but not the Botekin match.
Not the Botekin match, no.
Yeah, so I just thought that was neat. It was neat seeing the chicken parmesan. And also the pizza boxes in...
Well, let's hold off on that, because that is, in fact, my one in the middle of the
No! Well, what is your one in the middle, the Bendu, that I totally didn't just steal?
It's technically not just the pizza boxes.
Okay.
It's the entire flat that the Lawson house.
It's a tip.
It's a tip. It looks awful, but I just like seeing like
how people live,
because otherwise all we see is like the crew quarters on spaceships, and that ain't it.
Lame.
That's lame.
Star Wars Explained claimed that it had the same background noise as the Lars homestead in episode 4.
Odd, but okay.
So maybe that's true. I don't know. He also claimed that the Mandalorian mercenaries had like little scrapes of red paint on them. I did not see that.
I didn't look that close. I wouldn't be too surprised. They didn't have the horns.
Yeah, he was saying that, they're like former, Maul super commandos.
They were like all black, except for Brooke, who was red.
And she still had that Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Like, drank that Kool-Aid. I mean, she was like pro Maul through and through.
Like, I wouldn't be too surprised if they were like former Maul guys. Maybe they're like lapsed and then Rook found them again, but
maybe
they just scraped off the freaking thingies.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah.
But no, I agree. I liked the Lawson homestead.
It reminded me of Cyril Tarn's mum's house.
Yeah, kinda.
And the place where Bix and Casa lived.
Tim's apartment.
Yeah, I just like seeing how people live. I like that they're eating pizza in purple boxes.
Yeah, classic.
And I like that it's messy and they have like pictures of their mum.
Yeah.
Who we barely mentioned because she was barely a character.
Yeah, she was just like, do whatever the Empire says. You can trust them.
And I did like that she, like, when she was talking to Riley and he was, like, crying, that she did, like, a little squat so that she could be, like, closer to him, even though he's probably, like, in the palm of her hand.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Yeah. I don't think we'll ever get like a full rundown of how holograms work, and there doesn't need to be one.
I have my own theory.
My theory is that it's advanced AI and it makes the holograms not what they actually are doing, just contextually what they think it thinks they should be doing.
And that is why like everyone always maintains eye contact in a hologram, even though someone will be smaller or bigger depending on who's watching it.
Yeah,
I think it is like VR chat.
Literally,
like when Palpatine is talking to like someone on hologram, like the Order 66 on his end, he just sees Ugandan Knuckles VR chat.
God damn it! That's why he always knows the way.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But speaking of seeing the way, I can feel a path towards the end of our podcast today.
Yes.
And that path leads towards the valley of the Impredictor Cruiser.
Exactly. It's pulling us out of hyperspace podcast. And
we need to let this go.
I have... I mentioned earlier about Lawson, and I don't think he's dead. And the reason I don't think he's dead is because he's the only one that saw that Maul betrayed Darky.
Interesting.
He's the only one that saw Maul push him towards Vader. And if Lawson relays that information, like reveals that Maul betrayed Darky to Devon, like shit's going down. And I think that would be interesting. I also think it's going to be interesting the fact that like Lawson told Two Boots to promise him to bring Riley to his mum, who is on Coruscant, while Riley is like an accomplice to Crimson Dawn at the moment, Maul, and like a bunch of like terrible shit on Janix, and he's been involved in
seems like a bit of a lapse in judgment.
Something has to happen. Like, he can't just go back to Coruscant. So I think that season 2 will probably still follow like this cast of characters. Maybe we'll get some more villains who are non-Inquisitors, I reckon.
I would hope so. Like, I'm kind of tired of them.
Still like the lightsaber fights.
These two were cool, but we're probably not seeing them again.
Unless Marek gets killed.
Sure, yeah. I mean, like I said that I want someone Dathomiri to be involved with that, and Maul.
Yeah.
Maul. Speaking of, are all Zabraks on Dathomir Shadow Brothers? What are they called? Shadow Brothers? What are they called?
I think so. Something like that.
Is it, or, yeah.
I think it is like
Shadow all of them, or is it like a special sect?
I think it's all of them, because Zabraks aren't from... like, there's two main types of Zabraks. There's like Iridonian Zabraks from Iridonia, and then there's Dathomiri Zabraks. And I think all the Dathomiri Zabraks...
Night Brothers, that's what they're called.
Yeah, that's it. Or I think all of the Dathomiri Zabraks are Night Brothers.
Okay.
Like, we see...
Which is why Scourge / Scorn and Icarus were calling Maul brother as well.
Yeah, and also they're in the contingent, but they're presumably from the contingent that Mother Talzin gives Maul in Son of Dathomir, right?
Who knows?
Because there was a bunch of red and yellow Zabraks that get like given to Maul. Quite a few of them die, I think, but I guess these two don't.
Most people who align themselves with Maul tend to.
Yeah, and that's what I like. I like that he's just a bad luck charm, Everything goes to shit around him. He causes a load of shit.
He does.
And I think I'm excited for the season 2 because it's going to happen.
I'm excited to see some Crimson Dawn stuff. I am always happy to see them.
Yeah.
Maybe finally something
interesting will
happen. Listen, like, I don't have a problem with Crimson Dawn. In theory, it was that they were involved in the most annoying plots in the comics that I've ever read. So, they were fine in Solo because they were also barely there. They have cool ships. I like some of their style. And I want to see if they have more, like, cool relics like we saw in Solo. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it being kind of like... What's-his-face's antiquarium from Andor, but less good.
Yeah, no, I agree. And we're going to see...
Rails.
Yeah, Maul's going to be killing Rincero and putting Dryden Voss in charge.
Is Rincero someone we've met?
No, we haven't met him. It'll be interesting to know who he is. I saw someone suggest it should be Rincero should be the same species as all of those like monkey guards that we see in Solo. Like all of the Crimson Dawn, all of the Crimson Dawn soldiers are like these monkey people in Solo. So it'll be interesting, like if Rincero was one of those monkey people.
I'm thinking, wasn't when Paul Bettany as Dryden Voss wasn't he originally supposed to be like a cat man?
I think so, yeah.
I'm wondering if they might make that into Rincero.
Yeah. Again, it will be interesting. There's a lot of possibilities. The possibilities are endless.
Indeed. I think that, the Crimson Dawn stuff, that's definitely happening.
Yeah.
Unless they skip over it for some reason.
I don't want there to be a big time jump.
I don't want that either. I would be very surprised if there's no mention of Vader, like he has to be involved in this. They're probably not going to clash with him again.
I want him to be mentioned because I want Maul to be a little bit jealous.
I'm going to assume that Vader won't show up in person, maybe in like Force Visions, until the end of Devon's arc. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure she's gonna die to him because that's what happens when your motivation is to fight Vader.
I don't think Devon will die.
Do you think that she might like survive the show and join freaking Din Djarin in his fight against Thrawn when that actually happens?
I think she will survive the Maul show, and I think she will just she might have her own story eventually.
She'll be the new Ventress.
She probably will die before like the original trilogy. But yeah, I don't think she'll be killed in the Maul stuff. I think it's going to be, interesting to see like her rise and fall and maybe rise again.
Maybe it's, I mean, this is completely like no butting your thingy, but maybe her death kind of leads into Maul being stranded on Malachor and sort of going crazy.
Maybe. Yeah, we never know.
We have very little to work from.
Yeah, I mean, somehow he's got to get to that planet with the super weapon.
Malachor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a mass shadow generator.
You keep saying that, but it doesn't exist in canon.
Well, I mean, maybe Maul season 5 will canonize the mass shadow generator. I think this show should probably go on for no more than 3 seasons, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already sick of Maul.
Oh my god! What's it gonna take for you to get on the Maul train?
Maybe a bit more Maul in season 2 so that I can actually get a grip on who he is and what he wants and what he's doing.
Yeah.
Maybe him doing something successfly for once.
His whole character is about failure.
Well, I don't make the rules.
Oh, damn it. That's Yeah.
I don't know, maybe freaking Kira showing up and being a good character.
Does Kira become his, like, once he throws out Devon, it's like, I don't want to play with you anymore as like a toy, and then he like gets Kira.
She is a very skilled swords.
But she's not force sensitive.
Master.
But she's not so.
She doesn't need to be. The Knight brothers weren't either.
What if Maul is just like so done with, like whatever happens with Devon, and he just becomes completely like, I'm over the Force. I'm over all of like these Jedi who are able to push back on my teachings. I just want a blank slate that I can just straight up manipulate.
And he cuts himself off from the Force. Your favorite trope.
I don't dislike it, but it's also a bit lazy when that happens.
I wonder if you dislike it less than I dislike Maul.
Probably not.
See, I kind of wish that we did have the time to do like a mini-sode where you convince me that Maul is cool.
I'm gonna have to like really, put some notes together to convince you.
Maybe we can save that for before Maul Shadow Legends.
Oh, what
part
the friggin',
2.
yeah, the comic book.
I'm sure. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we'll see if that comic book is good or shit.
We will see.
We'll see. But as we know, I think we're obviously good, and
we're the best.
We're the best.
Perhaps better than the gods.
And just like Maul, we're fucking unstoppable. We're reaching heights where no matter what happens, we will just keep on winning.
Just see us getting 5 million views next week. Unless something weird happens.
On Air-Deraan crew, keep winning.
On Air-Deraan forever.
Did we always have 2 moons?
What?
You may fire when ready.